What's going on, guys? Welcome into the Uprise post-game show. The Blazers lose tonight by a score of 133 to 125. The Dallas Mavericks put on a three-point shooting clinic against us. This was a game that the Portland Trail Blazers actually shot the ball well. You had Damian Lillard dropping 47 points, going off once again. And this is his second game this season where he's had at least 47 points, and the Blazers have lost at home. The Dallas Mavericks just absolutely exposed our defense, and I'm just going to start off with this post-game show by saying I am absolutely baffled by our defense. I'm absolutely baffled. This is going to be one of those ranting post-game shows, guys, because this was absolutely despicable defense by the Portland Trail Blazers, and yeah, I could sit here and, tell you guys it's all rainbows and butterflies, but that's not the truth, man. This was absolutely ridiculous, and I'm very frustrated right now. So I'm going to vent, and then we'll chill for a bit, and we'll get Eric on in a bit. He went to the game, so he might be on in an hour, and then we can chill. We can hang out, do everything we normally do on a post-game show. But as always, going to start off with this coverage with talking about the game and giving my unfiltered thoughts on this basketball game. Bro, there was so much that had me baffled in this game, okay? First off, why the hell is Caleb Swanigan playing power forward? That dude has the slowest feet on our entire team. We knew this, right? I'm already sick and tired of Caleb Swanigan. We've already had him back for a game. I know he played hard. It's nothing personal against Caleb Swanigan. He's just not quick enough to be a big in the NBA. It was a terrible draft pick at the time. I said it was a terrible draft pick. Now we have him back, and he's playing what? He played 24 minutes today? I could understand if we only played him at center, but he subs in the first half to play next to Whiteside to play power forward. And then, right when he subs in, you can tell, he was told, to go double-team Luka Doncic at half court. Okay, think about this, guys. Why is Caleb Swanigan playing power forward with his slow feet in the first place, okay? But second, why is he the one being subbed in to go double-team Luka Doncic at half court? It doesn't make sense. That literally makes no sense to me. You have Nasir Little, who is much quicker, much more athletic, has a 7'1" wingspan, he's lanky, and he could come in and actually do a good job double-teaming Doncic at half court, I understand, okay, Stott's being creative with the schemes. I'm not complaining about him being creative with the schemes and maybe sending a double team, but why is Caleb Swanigan the one to be subbed in at power forward and then go double Luka Doncic at half court? He doesn't have the foot speed. It takes him 6 seconds to recover from half court down into the paint. It doesn't make any sense. That baffled me, okay? That made absolutely no sense to me. I get it if you have to play him at center, whatever, we're banged up. But why is he playing power forward? Why is Nasir Little in the doghouse? Why does Terry Stotts hate rookies and refuse to play rookies? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. My goodness, man. Another thing in the first half. I watched most of the first half. I did miss the end of the first half. I caught bits and pieces of it. I was kind of busy. And then I rewatched a bit of it, so I saw a lot of plays twice, which, But I missed kind of like the last 5-6 minutes. But people were saying Stotts was playing his own at one point, and I don't doubt that. My intel was good. And last time we played Dallas, they got hot from three, and Stotts switched to his zone. What is with Terry Stotts switching to his zone defense when the opposing team is on fire from three? That also makes no sense. The biggest weakness in a zone defense, especially in the NBA, is it gives up wide open threes. Was it like, oh, well, we're so hopeless on defense, let's try it? I don't understand, man. I don't understand. You don't switch to a zone defense when the other team is in a groove from the three-point line and it has 5 shooters out there. You have no chance. It's so stupid. I feel like anybody that's played at a high school level, college level, or whatever would laugh at that. You have this team who hit, 10 threes in the first quarter and a half, and then you're going to play a zone defense on them? I saw multiple people talking about it, so I believe it. And he's done this in the past. He's done this in multiple games this season where a team's on fire from three and he switches to his zone. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. But, like, he won't. That's the thing. He'll throw Caleb Swanigan into a trap at half court, and then he'll switch to his own defense. And it's like, some people will be like, okay, you said you wanted defensive adjustments and for him to be more creative defensively. Yeah, but I don't want him to be dumb about it. Like, it's common sense, man. You don't run a zone against a team that's on fire from three. And if you're going to trap at half court, you don't send Caleb freaking Swanigan as the second guy to trap. Okay? And then you don't have... I'll have to show you guys this later, but just like it's just such a horrible trap. Like, and that just shows me like Stotts has no idea what he's doing on the defensive end. He doesn't know how to coach defense at all. He doesn't know how to coach defense, man. But we knew that when we hired him. We've always said, oh, he's an offensive-minded coach, right? Any NBA coach could run the offense we run right now, guys. It's an isolation offense. We're last in the league in assists. I don't understand why. Like, if we're going to run this offense where it's basically like, Dame, please save us. Please drop 61 points so that we can win this game because we can't play defense for shit. Like, Dame, please save us. Any coach can roll the ball out there and say, okay, Dame, please go save us, run some pick and roll. We'll isolate Melo in the high post a little bit. We'll isolate Whiteside in the post, you know. Any coach can coach that. Any NBA coach can coach this offense. If we're going to run this offense, why not go get a defensive coach that can actually have a chance at helping us on the defensive end? Because our head coach doesn't know how to coach on the defensive end of the floor. It's facts, okay? I don't care about the injuries. Yes, we had CJ McCollum out. Does that really hurt our defense that much? Trevor Ariza was playing the best defense out of anybody. And we're still just like so clueless on the defensive end. Like it's just, it is part personnel, you know, but like we had in the fourth quarter, we had a lineup with Mario Hezonja in, Carmelo Anthony in, and Caleb Swanigan in. Like, Nasir Little can't see the floor at all when the guys we have in the game have no chance on the defensive end. Shout out to Jason Lee, who dropped a $2 donation saying Stott's situational awareness has gotten worse. It's never been good, man. It's never been good. It's just frustrating. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I get really frustrated seeing stuff that to me is obviously dumb. Like, I don't know, for somebody like me, and I feel like for people, when I talk to people who have like played college basketball, you know, I don't want to go on this rant where it's like, oh, well, I played college ball, so I'm better. I'm not saying it from that perspective. I don't think that. But for people that have played college ball, I feel like it's very frustrating for them to watch this because it's like, it's basically just common sense to people who have played a lot of organized basketball that you don't run a zone defense against a team that's hot from the 3-point line, that you know, I don't know. There's just like a lot of these problems. It just baffles me and it just makes no sense. And there's just no explanation for some of the things we do defensively. And I've had this opinion before this year. You know, we were able to Aminu. Let me start it like this. Al-Farouq Aminu and Maurice Harkless, they cover a lot of ground. Those guys are really, really good defenders. And you got Yusuf Nurkic, who I think is a top 3 rim protector in the league. He doesn't get that type of love, right? So, like, obviously, yeah, we're missing those guys, but it's like our defense should have been better in the past with those guys. CJ's defense has improved. Actually has a positive real plus minus. Like, his defense is improved. Dame's defense has improved, but our overall team defense and just our awareness on the defensive end and our defensive fundamentals, they've never been good. Before this season, during the season especially, it's been worse, but even before the season, we have not been a well-coached defensive team, in my opinion. But we knew that Terry Stotts is not a good defensive coach, right, guys? Like, he's not a good defensive coach, but I'm just tired of seeing it just ridiculously bad defense. We give up the weak side corner 3. We give that up more than any team in the NBA, in my opinion. If I'm an opposing player, I'm just trying to drive the lane, knowing and get to the baseline under the rim, knowing that I can just kick it out to the weak side corner, and the 3 is right there. I'm gonna bring up I don't even know what to call it. I'm going to show you guys some things with the clipboard. Let's call it the clipboard. Let me turn on my display capture. Boom. There we go. All right. let me open up the stream on my phone, make sure everything's looking good. All right, let me move it a little bit. Nope, didn't want to do that. Display capture, there we go. That should be better for you guys. Alrighty, so major problem with our defense. Nope, didn't want to do that. Did not want to do that. All right, there we go. Major problem with our defense, right? This Blues Dallas. Doncic loves driving the lane. Okay. I've said this before. A lot of times the center has to go help, and one of these guys has to take away the dump-off pass there. This guy, his job, as Luka drives, Whiteside's trying to block the shot, take away the rim. This guy takes away the center, this dump-off pass. So you take care of the point guard, you take care of the center, right? This guy's job is to take wherever the ball goes. So if Luka gets down here and kicks it to this corner, this guard has to be ready to either try and tip that pass or get out here. If Luka somehow skips it out to here, this guy has to be ready to get out there. This small forward has to get out to the extra pass, right? So this guy has wherever the ball goes first on this weak side. This guy has wherever the ball goes second. So if it goes corner, boom, this guy has to get out there. Small forward has to get out back to his man. Whiteside rotates back to the center. We have everybody covered. If not, the small forward stuck down here taking away this dump off from Luka after he drives. Ball drives. Can't let the center have that dump off. There's so many times where both these guys just take away the center. Like, they don't communicate, they don't know what they're doing, and they both take away that center. Or you have this guy come help the center, and this guy will completely stay home, even though it's his responsibility to get wherever the ball goes, and he'll just, kind of stay right there. And you have Luka, he drives baseline, then kicks it out to this corner. It's just wide open all game long. These guys have no idea what they're doing on the defensive end. And it's guys who have been in our system all season long, right? They're NBA players. They should know this. I knew this in college. You get benched. If I was this small forward playing community college ball, man, and I stayed here and didn't rotate to the shooting guard and take away this shot, if I didn't rotate defensively, I'd get benched. But yet, so that's why it's so frustrating for me to see this ball get kicked out here, and these guys have no idea how to rotate defensively and cover the weak side, and just wide open three. There's many times that maybe this small forward gets down and this shooting guard gets down. He could literally pass it here, wide open. Or pass it here, wide open. That's why we give up so many threes. It's just drive and kick. It's just basic stuff, man. It's ridiculous. It's basic rotations. I've shown this on stream before. It's basic defensive rotations, and we literally still can't figure it out. We're game 46. We're on game 46. Oh my god, man. So this stuff just frustrates me. It's very frustrating. It's basic stuff. It'd be easier to show you with film, but I can't show NBA film on my streams, or I, get them taken down. So I wish I had the ability to do that. It'd be even easier. But it's just it's basic stuff, man. It's basic stuff. And we're just out of position constantly. We just have no clue how to defend at a basic level. At a basic level, we can't defend. Screw personnel, right? If you're in the NBA, you should know how to make basic defensive rotations. And you should know how to anticipate plays. We get beat on this over and over and over and over again. At what point are we going to learn? At what point is this phenomenal coaching staff going to get through to our players and help them learn how to make basic defensive rotations? It's frustrating when I honestly think, you can call this cocky or whatever, I think I'd be better at making defensive rotations than at least half this Blazers team. At least half. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be the case. It's just that's how bad our defense is. That shouldn't be the case. It's just, I see this stuff developing as it happens. And it just boggles my mind how we can't rotate at a basic level. Go rewatch Dallas's threes. See if you can after this stream. See if you can find a video where you can rewatch Dallas's threes. The majority of them are three. There's three different types. You got us struggling to rotate to the weak side and giving up wide open kickouts to the weak side. You have us having no clue how to defend in transition, which has always been a problem of ours. We really struggle to defend in transition, which it doesn't make sense, man. Like, it's been a problem in previous years too, so I don't want to hear about, oh, well, this season just injured, we're missing guys, whatever. It's always been a problem. This year it's even worse, though. We can't defend in transition. Like, we really struggle to defend in transition. They got so many transition threes where the guy would just dribble into a three-pointer. Seth Curry had one in the first half where he just dribbled into a three-pointer and nobody picked up ball, nobody communicated. You have two Blazer defenders picking up one Mavericks player because they're not communicating and not paying attention and leaving somebody else completely open for three in the corner. So it's transition threes, failing to rotate defensively. And then the third one is us being lazy on pick and roll defense and switching Whiteside out onto Luka Doncic, who just puts Whiteside on an island and usually eats him up. And we've always had the tendency to switch too much and to switch into mismatches with our center on a good perimeter player, and then they isolate that and usually get wide open threes out of it. All that stuff is fixable. That stuff isn't personnel problems. That's not a personnel issue. That's not a personnel issue. Yeah, some guys might not have the same awareness as others, but this is a team-wide struggle, and it doesn't matter. It just has me worried. Like, yeah, we're going to get healthy, but I feel like we could get healthy, and we're still going to have these problems, guys. We're still going to have these problems. It's going to be interesting to see, but we're still going to struggle defensively if we can't figure this out. And it's just stuff that shouldn't be problems. You know why it's frustrating, too, is we had a really good offensive night. Tonight we shot 50% from the field and 54% from three, right? 21 for 39 from the three-point line. They kind of struggled to guard some of our threes, but you had Dame hitting 8 threes, and all of them were tough threes in my opinion. That's just Dame shooting contested 30-foot pull-ups. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if Luka's hitting contested 30-foot pull-ups off of screens and we're almost blocking his shot and he hits 8 of them, like, I'm not complaining about our three-point defense. I'm tipping my cap to Luka Doncic if he's doing that. But we're not giving up threes like that. But we're hitting threes like that, you know? So I'm not blaming the Dallas Mavericks three-point defense for that reason. We hit a lot of tough threes tonight. Gary Trent Jr. had a couple in garbage time when they weren't really trying. There was a couple, like, on scramble plays where they kind of got lost. So, like, we pretty much matched them from the three-point line, but that was us hitting some tough shots, and that was kind of a couple fluke plays, a couple garbage time threes. Meanwhile, they're hitting 22 threes tonight, and most of it was them getting easy, wide-open looks because our defense sucks. And our defense is just not fundamentally sound in the slightest. So that it just gets super, super frustrating, man. I mean, there was another way they got open threes. It was Caleb Swan. Let me show you guys with this board, too. I'll flip the players, too, because it was in the first half. Let's see here. All right. So, say Luka's the point guard, right? Let's just space it out. Space it out like this. I don't know exactly. The setup might not be 100% right, but it was kind of like this, right? So, God, I don't remember the setup. I think you had the power forward here. So this is Swanigan, right? This power forward, that's Swanigan. I should get player faces. But you had a stretch in the first half. This is what I'm talking about with Swanigan being subbed in at power forward to go double team Luka Doncic at half court, right? If you're going to double team somebody at half court, you got to put pressure on him so it's not easy for him to pass the ball. Instead, we would like bring 2 guys here and be 5 feet off him. So then on this backside, you got 4 Mavericks players, 3 Blazer defenders. But for whatever reason, Whiteside Whiteside was here, and I think you had like a guard down here, or maybe it was a Ariza or something. If we double team here, this just shows kind of our cluelessness when we double. Whiteside should not be here. Whiteside should be protecting the rim. You should have the shooting guard out here, right? Because what happens? What happens if they attack the rim? You want your center there protecting the rim. Your rim protecting center. But there was 1-3. This is just one play that I remember where Luka had the ball. The center might not be 100% right, but it was along these lines. And he skips it to the shooting guard, and Whiteside is stuck here on an island trying to get out. And this was Tim Hardaway Jr. I think he knocked down a 3. I don't know why Whiteside was the guy out here and the shooting guard was down at the rim. Like, our help side defense was already off. Our help side was already off. You got Caleb Swanigan just subbing in a power forward to trap, which makes no sense. The trap is weak. And that was... I'm pretty sure that was out of the timeout. It might not have been out of a timeout, but like, how are we so like? It was so ridiculously bad. Nope, don't want to bring that up. There we go. It's just problems like these, man. They just drive me crazy. Cause we lost by 8, guys, and we had a terrific offensive game, and we had Damian Lillard dropping 47 points tonight. I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated right now. I'm just super frustrated with the way we play. Like, Ariza played really well tonight, too. I gotta fix my webcam. Ariza played really well tonight, too. He played a better game than Bazemore had played all season long. I did see I see Flo's comment saying, I usually don't even bash Whiteside, but tonight there was one of those games where the trade talk looked like it got to him. There was a shot of us in the huddle, and he looked like he didn't even care. I mean, the whole team looked like they didn't care, though. And that's been the way all season. That's been how it is all season, you know? So, like, I understand if Whiteside's kind of meh, right? But he'd probably be that way if he remains the backup center. That's why we have to trade him. We do have to trade him. The People's Mix 300-second ban for saying my Lakers will land Dame. Don't ever say something like that in my chat again. You should know better than that, bro. Come on, man. I'm literally, yeah, no. Don't be saying that dumb crap, man. You've been supportive of my channel as a Laker fan, and I've been cool with it because you haven't been like saying stuff like that. You know what I mean? You haven't been spamming the Lakers stuff, haven't even been bringing up the Lakers. But if you start saying, oh, Dame, hopefully Dame turns into a trader like Aldridge demands a trade to the Lakers, that type of crap, I'm not gonna stand for it, bro. So don't even think about posting something like that in my chat, man. Like, you should know better than that, though, man. We've been cool. So don't ruin it by saying some BS like that, dude. But, like, that's the thing. Is there... Okay, so these defensive problems that I've outlined, the media refuses to acknowledge these issues and thinks that Yusuf Nurkic is going to come back and solve all of them. And that maybe Collins is going to come back and solve all of them. Newsflash. Zach Collins and Yusuf Nurkic are not going to solve all these problems. And if one of those guys struggles, our defense is still going to be bad. And then you're going to have... Then there are either going to be people unfairly blaming Collins or Nurkic for not saving our defense, or the narrative's going to be, oh, those guys need some time to get back in the groove of things. That's going to be the narrative, man. But I don't care that we don't have Zach Collins and Yusuf Nurkic right now because our problems aren't based off not having them. Our problems are basic problems that shouldn't exist for any NBA team fielding a roster with any NBA players. But people think Nurk's just going to save everything, and it's not fair to Nurk. It's not fair to Nurk. He's going to come in here and turn a bottom 5 defense into an average defense, maybe better, when he's replacing the guy who leads the league in blocks? He's going to replace Hassan Whiteside, and our defense is going to go from bottom 5 to maybe top 10 or average or whatever. Like, it's not fair to Whiteside. It's not going to be fair to Collins. But the excuses are going to be, oh, well, they're just, Nurkic can come back in February. Oh, well, he needs a whole year to reacclimate. Oh, Collins needs a whole year to reacclimate. Then at the start of next season, if they struggle, oh, it's still early in the season, which is what we heard this year. You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be an excuse. There should be no excuse. Our coach is not a good enough defensive coach. Anybody can roll the ball out there to Dame and have him run isolation and have him shoot contested threes and drop, go off. Damian Lillard, the last 4 games, 34 points, 61 points, 47 points. Right? The last 4 games. Let me add that up. I want to see what he's averaging. He's averaging 44 points the last 4 games. 44 points, man. And the thing is, honestly, I don't think he's getting 44 points because he's like being put in a position to I don't know. Like, a lot of it is very insanely tough shots and him driving against 2 defenders. Stotts isn't helping him score 44 points. You know what I mean? Like, Dame's literally going out there and playing like the best player in the damn NBA, and it doesn't even matter, really. Like, Eric Bouchard says, I think people are severely underrating how bad Whiteside is defensively for large stretches. His team defense bounces between acceptable and abysmal regularly. Whiteside is not the problem with our defense, okay? He might have instances where he plays bad defense by like chasing a block or something like that. But he is not the problem with our defense. He makes some bad defensive plays, but he's not the problem with our defense at all. Like, there's a lot of times where Luka Doncic will have a wide open layup. If Whiteside doesn't go and help, Whiteside goes and helps, takes away that wide open layup, then Luka just kicks out to the weak side, and we have no clue how to rotate in terms of our weak side defense. How's Nurkic coming back for Whiteside going to fix those types of possessions? Because Nurkic will be in the same position. He has to take away the layup from a guy like Luka. Okay, Luka will kick out to the weak side. Replacing Whiteside with Nurkic is not going to fix those types of possessions. They're not going to fix players being out of position. The thing is like, it's almost the entire team. And it's been problems in years past. But we've had lanky defenders in Aminu and Harkless that hustled their ass off. Those guys were saints, actually. Sat around watching isolation. Didn't have any sets designed for them that utilized them as cutters. Sat in the corner, for the most part, shooting threes. When it wasn't really, their game offensively. They would have been good running in transition, but this team doesn't play in transition. Never does, no matter what the roster is. Stotts, I feel like Stotts doesn't make that a point of emphasis. At the start of the season, they'll run a little bit more because Stotts will make it a point of emphasis all training camp. And then, I've always said this about Stotts, he'll try some new things at the start of the season. Hell, he was hedging Whiteside in the first game, and Whiteside was great at hedging in the first game. And then, I haven't seen Whiteside hedge at all in the past 2 months. He makes like certain things a point of emphasis, things that I want to see the team improve on. I'm like, okay, good. Stotts might be learning. And then he regresses back to the same type of coaching that he's always had. But that's the thing. Al-Farouq Aminu, Maurice Harkless were saints because offensively weren't put in an easy position. And they got hated on. They got blamed for stuff that wasn't their fault. You had people blaming Aminu for our sweep against the New Orleans Pelicans. We got swept by the New Orleans Pelicans a couple seasons ago, and the narrative was, oh, well, we couldn't handle the trap well because our power forward can't shoot. Aminu can't shoot. So that's why we got eaten up. But that series, Aminu made over 3 threes per game, shooting over 43% from 3, and he got blamed for it, for not being a good enough shooter. He got blamed for losing that series. But yet these guys went out and busted their ass on defense. You had, they weren't usually in the right place, you know what I mean? But they would hustle their ass off to make up for being out of position or other people being out of position. They would fly around on defense. So like people say, oh, we're missing those types of forwards. Yeah, we're missing those types of forwards to make up for the fact that we're not a fundamentally sound defense. God, man, those two guys mask so many of our flaws when I really think about it. Those two guys. Eric Bouchard, your 300-second ban. Those guys masked a lot of our flaws, man. Jason Joseph says, I hate how there isn't any motion plays and cutting going on or just utilizing certain players off the ball. That's what I've always said about athletic forwards that can't shoot or don't shoot well. We don't use them in designed sets as cutters enough. Al-Farouq Aminu, Maurice Harkless, Nasir Little, Mario Hezonja. Those guys aren't super effective in a half-court offense. Unless they're cutting, moving, and we should have that type of motion for them as part of designed sets. But those guys often are just standing around in the half-court offense because we don't utilize them as movers, as cutters in designed sets. Instead, we have sets where, and I'll showcase it right here. Here you go. Instead, we don't even need defense for this. Instead, you have a lot of sets that are like, Dame will dribble the ball up the court, right? CJ will run towards him. Dame will pass the ball to CJ. CJ will pass it right back. And then CJ will run across. Meanwhile, this guy's running around here. This would be like Harkless. Harkless would be getting a screen away from the hoop to catch the ball on the three-point line, and then what? It'd be like a pick and roll. That's not Harkless' game, right? Or, pass it back to Dame, then run a pick and roll. Or if CJ didn't pass it here, he'd pass it to CJ, then CJ isolates from here, or runs a pick and roll. Like, a lot of our motion frees guys to come off screens like away from the hoop, like here or going here. It's never something where like you have, a Harkless out here and the ball's like over here with like, CJ or whatever, and you have a posting up. I rarely see something where this guy goes to screen for this could be Hezonja, this could be Little, it could be the small forward screen for the power forward or whatever. But like, I rarely see screens where you have guys cutting like this and getting the ball here. Or, if you have a play where you have a pin down for CJ and he catches the ball out here, I never see, maybe you have a guy like Hezonja or Little, an athletic finisher here, a center set a screen there, and this guy cut across. You know what I mean? Like those types of plays, we don't utilize that. So we have guys that end up sitting here in the corner or flaring out to three and catching the ball, and then they don't know what to do. So then they pass it back to Dame, and then it's like, okay, Dame, save us. Okay, Dame, do something. All right, pick and roll. You know what I mean? Like that's our offense. Now we have Melo as a power forward, so now like Melo will flare out here, get the ball, and everybody will clear out. It's like, okay, Melo ISO, ISO. All right, 15-foot fadeaway. Cool. Like, it's just not a good offensive structure in my opinion, man. It's just not. It's just not. We don't utilize guys. We don't utilize forwards who are athletic, who can maybe catch a lob, can maybe, finish if they get ahead of steam going towards the rim and have a lane to finish. We don't design sets for them to put them in an area of strength, in my opinion. So, actually, let me switch that off. You don't have to agree with me. But I mean, I've broken down sets for True Blazer fan in the past. I've broken down our offense like through film in the past. Not this year, but in the past. And it just gets me frustrated, man. I don't like the way we play, and I don't like our style of basketball, and it's just that's the thing. That's why I don't want an athletic forward. There's people out here who want Aaron Gordon, who's shooting 29% from 3. Oh, but he's athletic. Okay. He's not going to be utilized well in a Stotts offense, He's not going to be utilized well because Stotts doesn't play in transition, which is like one of Aaron Gordon's biggest strength is playing in transition. And Stotts, doesn't run plays where those guys are cutting and those guys have a chance to catch the ball going towards the rim. Think about it. How many times in a design set, you guys should pay attention to this. How many times in a design set do we get a player catching the ball inside the three-point arc going towards the rim? We don't. Dude, it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. God, man. All right, I'm going to tune in with chat. What do you guys think? Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Do you guys agree with me, disagree with me? If anybody's sitting here saying this is just an illogical rant, it's not, man. I'm not trying to hear any of that. We can be respectful. You don't have to agree with me, but be respectful. I'm not trying to hear anybody talk crap or anything like that, man. I don't think Ant is going to be dealt. Whiteside should be traded, though. Do you think if we were to fire Stotts, Dan will get angry and would want out? No. He has 5 years left on his contract. You fire Stotts, you give him a new coach. I mean, Dame was really upset when Mason Plumlee got traded. Dame is a loyal guy, so he gets upset, right? But I guarantee you tonight he was happy that we got Trevor Ariza for Kent Bazemore. I guarantee you Dame is happy that we traded Plumlee for Yusuf Nurkic. Even though he was upset at the time. So yeah, he might be upset if we fired Terry Stotts. But if we got the proper replacement, it'd work out better for the future. It'd work out better for Dame. It'd work out better for the organization. And Dame would be fine. Cody says, I'm burnt out, Torrey. First time in a while I've struggled to watch Blazer games. Yeah, that's the thing. I was excited for this game. We got new guys debuting, and then Gabriel doesn't play. Why doesn't he play, man? We need, some length and athleticism to I don't know, he would have been an interesting guy to put up against Porzingis. He would have played his ass off. He actually has some quickness and some foot speed. Caleb Swanigan doesn't. And he's 6'9" with a 9'1" standing reach with a 7'1" wingspan. Screw it. Throw him out there. Because throwing Caleb Swanigan out there, Caleb Swanigan got absolutely destroyed in the second half on defense. Destroyed. But yet, God, man. But yet we put Caleb Swanigan in there to trap at half court. And we put Caleb Swanigan in there to try and deal with Porzingis. And we played Caleb Swanigan more minutes in this game than I think he's played all season. He played 23 minutes. Looked absolutely burnt out, slow, sluggish, got burnt in the second half. But yeah, he's playing 23 minutes. Nasir Little can't even find his way onto the court. Wenyen Gabriel, I think, is going to be like Nasir Little and not get a chance. We played, yeah, Eric says, Stotts played a lineup with Melo, Hazonia, and Swanigan for half of the fourth needing stops. So not just for a small little stretch, okay, we're banged up, play these guys. Okay, they're getting burnt, let's switch it up. No, for half the fourth. And it's okay, if you're going to settle with that horrible defensive lineup for half the fourth, then why? Then then why play Dame 41 minutes, 42 minutes? You know? If we're going to run Dame into the ground, why not just substitute that lineup out and run other guys into the ground too? Like, it doesn't make sense. Stotts likes Swanigan because he can pass. Yeah, well, we don't have cutters, and we don't have sets that utilize cutters. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Swanigan might make 1-2 nice passes a game. Cool. That doesn't... He got burnt possession after possession after possession after possession in the second half. He also, 2 assists, 1 turnover in 23 minutes. That's why we're playing a guy, even though he sucks in every other area. Like, he does make a nice pass here and there. But especially against this lineup, he's not the guy to play. He's not the guy to play against a lineup who only utilizes perimeter bigs. They can all shoot, and they run a 5-out offense. He's not the guy to utilize there. You know? He's not the guy. Like, I get it if you play him at center for... How much did Whiteside play tonight? Whiteside played 33 minutes. Okay, if Caleb Swanigan plays 15 minutes at backup center, fine, I guess. Like... You know what I mean? I get that he doesn't have many options, but you have a guy who's 6'9" with 7-foot wingspan, who has foot speed in Gabriel, who could go out there and have a chance on the defensive end. Caleb Swanigan didn't have a chance. I don't even really blame Caleb. It's just like he shouldn't be in the game. Caleb's not going to surprise us. I saw people being all optimistic about him. He's still Caleb Swanigan. Jake Carey, I just want you to know, I'm not saying never. I'm saying not enough. Not anywhere close enough. But also a lot of it relied on having a center that could get 4 assists per game in order to run some of these sets, which I don't think you need in order to have your forwards cutting. Like, screw it. Just play Gabriel, play Little at the 4 and 5 against their 5-out lineup, and then try and run. You know what I mean? Like, those are the guys you play if you're trying to trap, not Caleb Swanigan at power forward and Hassan Whiteside at center. You know what I mean? I get you could mix it up, play Little with Whiteside. Like, you don't trap with Caleb Swanigan. That made no sense to me. You don't trap 50 feet away from the rim with Caleb freaking Swanigan at power forward. It's just bad, man. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, Eric Bouchard. How is getting Zach Collins and Yusuf Nurkic going to fix the type of defensive breakdowns that I diagrammed on the clipboard to start with, where Luka Doncic kicks out to the weak side because our center had to help onto the drive? Because that's been a big problem this year. How is getting a power forward and a center back going to help our guards rotate on the weak side? That's the thing. People expect Nurkic and Collins to come in and save our defense, but how is Nurkic and Collins going to save our transition defense on wings? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of problems that aren't due to our center and power forward. A lot of our defensive problems are... Dude, it's not... Yeah, they'll help our defense. Nobody's disagreeing with that. But there's still many problems that aren't based on not having those guys. So yeah, get Collins and Nurkic back and get a new coach that knows how to coach defense. Then we'd be fine. Oh my God, man. Eric, that makes no sense in the type of situation I'm talking about, man. Oh my God. That doesn't make sense, man. I'm gonna draw this up again. This is just an example of one type of play. You know, obviously there's like multiple different situations. Let's use a pick and roll example for you guys, right? Say Luka gets a pick and roll. Uses the pick and roll, goes around it, right? Actually, no, I had that backwards. Blue setting the pick and roll. Right? Luka gets this pick and roll, goes around it. We drop our big, so our big is here. This guy rolls. Dame usually goes over, so Dame's kind of stuck, right? So this big's trying to take away both. Where the hell's the small forward? Boom. Okay, let me put that there. This is a situation we end up in a lot, right? Pick and roll. Dame goes over, ends up trailing the play. The center is dropping, trying to, inviting this guy to take this shot, which we get burnt on a lot with guys who love this shot, or guys that can eat up this space, make the center commit, and throw the lob to the center. A lot of the times we have one guy like sagging to try and take this away and another guy here. A lot of our program, how is this being Nurkic going to help our communication to the point that these guys rotate out correctly to there and there? How is having Yusuf Nurkic, whose back is turned to these guys, who's dealing with the pick and roll on this side of the floor, how is his, that doesn't make any sense, man. It just doesn't make sense how Nurkic is going to help our communication, where he's communicating that there's a screen right to Dame. He's communicating focused on this pick and roll. He's not going to be able to communicate how these guys should properly rotate, and he shouldn't need to. He shouldn't need to. That's not his responsibility. So having Nurkic instead of Whiteside isn't going to all of a sudden help these guys rotate better on the weak side because of communication. That just doesn't make sense, man. That's the thing. It's people are trying to make up reasons why certain things will get fixed when we have Nurkic instead of Whiteside, and they don't really make sense. Shout out Dylan Block, $5 donation, said Damian's postgame interview, he was pissed, called out the refs, wouldn't be surprised if he got a $20,000 fine. I want to hear that, man, because the refs were bad tonight, but don't, you know what I mean? We still had 125 points. It's still on us for giving up 133 points. We definitely missed some calls, and it could have been closer, but shouldn't be giving up 133 points. So it's kind of you got to focus on what you can control. But the refs were bad tonight. The People's Mix. And you complained about stopping the greatest offense in NBA history by a comfortable margin. What? You think the Mavericks are the greatest offense in NBA history? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. But this has been a problem with multiple teams. Bad teams, good teams, doesn't matter. Eric Bouchard, so how do we explain the Blazers' borderline top 10 defense over the past 2.5 years? It's what I'd like to see explained. Well, you had 3 really good defensive front court players. Maurice Harkless, Al-Farouq Aminu, Yusuf Nurkic, right? Players that perfectly fit our scheme. We still had deficiencies on the defensive end. We still sucked at rotating. But the thing is, we had so much length out there on those backside rotations if it was Harkless or Aminu. They kind of made up for the fact that our defensive rotation sucked. You know? Bro, they might have the greatest offensive rating, but that doesn't mean they're the greatest offense, right? We've played half a season. And these are still problems that exist against any team, against most teams we play. It's still a problem. It's not like all of a sudden, it's not like we played great defense all season, and then all of a sudden we played against the Dallas Mavericks and they rung us up. Eric Bouchard, here's another thing too. Our defense is easier to expose in the playoffs when you have a full series against them and when Stotts doesn't adjust a single thing on the defensive end. It doesn't really know how to adjust, right? Our defense breaks down against good teams. It's fine against bad teams. You know what I mean? against teams with a guard who doesn't shoot well from the mid-range. We could just sag that big, and he doesn't know what to do, and they don't have like a lob catcher, so they kind of get stuck running pick and roll, and then our scheme looks great against them if we have a Nurkic and a Collins and an Ariza. But against good teams, I feel like we've always struggled on the defensive end. Like, our defense has never been that fundamentally sound, and the issues I'm talking about aren't personnel based. Like, you're saying that a center on the complete other side of the court will all of a sudden help our weak side rotations. It doesn't make sense. And I'm done with this conversation, man, because I've explained it to you. You still haven't come up with an answer of how a center will help our weak side rotations. Obviously, our defense will be better. Nobody's arguing that. That's what's frustrating. Is like, you're out here acting like I'm saying that, oh, Nurkic and Collins aren't going to help our defense at all. Obviously, they'll help our defense. But there's still problems that will exist that'll still hold us back. But you're acting like they're going to solve everything. It doesn't make sense. I'm waiting for Eric to get home so I can relax, because I'm frustrated with this game, man. And I get frustrated with people that act like they're going to fix everything. They're not going to fix everything. They're not going to fix every single problem we have on the defensive end. We have some very basic problems that shouldn't be too hard to fix as it is. Do you think we'll trade Whiteside? Yes, we need to. People's mix Melo is a problem. Yeah, Melo's not a great defender. But people put too much blame on Whiteside, man. I'm still scarred from the Western Conference Finals sweep, to be honest. Yeah, we came out in Game 1 against the Warriors and still dropped the big, and Steph Curry got wide open 3 after wide open 3, and Stotts didn't adjust it all game. I'm not reading you, that's why. Well, I'm running a stream, and you're typing like multiple sentences. It's hard to read it all. I've consistently stated that scheme is an issue, and I don't like Stotts either. I'm just stating that this team is middle of the pack defensively. So it sounds like we agree. So I don't know where the disagreement is. Like, if we have Ariza, Collins, and Nurkic, especially with CJ and how he's improved on the defensive end, that should definitely be a top 10 defense. Definitely. You got an elite rim protector. You got a versatile rim protecting power forward that can also guard on the perimeter, who I think is a borderline elite defender. Like, obviously, though, getting elite defenders back is going to help, but there's still problems that exist, and it sounds like you think so as well. Ariza is a good defender, made multiple good defensive plays tonight. Dame, I don't think is terrible, and CJ, I think, is about average. He's been average this year. He struggles off the ball, but that's the thing. It's like, I feel like he's not really being held accountable, or like, I feel like the coaching staff isn't helping him improve his off-ball defense. If he was a good off-ball defender, CJ McCollum would be an above-average defender with how he's played on-ball defense this year. He's played solid on-ball defense. He's worked on that end of the floor. The advanced stats back it up too. Dame, has been gassed all season because he's being ran into the ground and has to do everything offensively. If he's not being gassed, he's an average defender. A lineup of Dame, CJ, Ariza, Collins, and Nurkic should be maybe even borderline top 5 defense, in my opinion. But with Stotts, if they don't fix these problems, they'll be average. Because they're, this drop in the big, no matter what, is a problem. The bench is scrubby, but it's like there's situations that it's like guys have never played defense before. It's like there's situations that go past guys. I don't know, man. Like, it goes past guys not being good defenders or whatever. It might bring the defense up to an acceptable level. My whole standpoint is Stotts is a very bad defensive coach. That's my whole standpoint. And it gets frustrating when I see games that basically confirm that standpoint because I don't want to have that opinion. I don't just have that opinion for the hell of it. It'd be easy to come out here and say, injuries are the problem, guys. We're just missing players. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be easy as hell. Hell, the media would like me. Every other podcast would like me. I could be getting guest appearances on TV and be buddy-buddy with Chad Doing if I didn't dislike Stotts and hold Stotts more accountable than they do. You know what I mean? That would be the easy thing to do. I don't just have these opinions for the hell of it. You know what I mean? And it's not something that's emotional or anything like that. Because ask me on an off day, same opinions. I've broken it down over film on off days before. So it's not like I just have this opinion for the hell of it, man. Like, I wish I didn't. I wish our coach was better in my eyes. I truly do. I truly, truly do. But I'm not going to lie to people, and I'm not going to sell out just to be more accepted, But that's my thing, Eric. Is like, I feel like any NBA coach can run this offense. Like, if we're really just going to run give the ball to Dame and have it bail us out and run pick and roll all game long and I don't know, if we're going to run this type of offense, why not just get a defensive coach? You know what I mean? A defensive-minded coach. At least then it'd be like, okay, this guy's helping. A defensive-minded coach would help our defense a lot more than Stotts would. And then it'd be more acceptable, like, okay, this head coach defense is more his MO, so I mean, we're still don't have much ball movement, but I don't think it could be worse than what it is right now. Yeah, People's Mix, I'm frustrated. Of course I'm frustrated. I want this team to play better, man. I want this team to play a better style of basketball. I want to see a better and more fundamentally sound defense. Eric Bouchard, you're forgetting the wheel actions that waste 10 seconds off the shot clock with jogging. I diagrammed that on the clipboard, man. I diagrammed that on the clipboard, and usually that just ends with CJ catching the ball on the wing and isolating or a pick and roll, or it ends with a forward catching the ball on the wing and not knowing what to do and then giving it back to Dame, and then Dame isolates or Dame runs a pick and roll. You know what I mean? And we waste 20 seconds ending up with that. Yeah. It's frustrating, man. It's just not. I just don't think it's a well coached team. And I think we have the personnel to overcome it, but we don't have the personnel to excuse the fact that it's not a well coached team, if that makes sense. So I get frustrated. It's frustrating, man. I'm gonna tell Eric to call me when he's home so we can hear him. Eric Bouchard says, I will say this, there's a goal in our offense. The goal tends to be that we hunt for matchups, but the good offenses are hunting for good shots those wheel actions can present. We just don't have enough diversity in our offense in terms of the type of looks and the type of actions we use, in my opinion. Eric doing 120 miles an hour. No, he takes public transit. Thank God. He probably drive into a ditch or something. I don't know. Yeah, Eric, can you hear this? Eric Brandt. Mr. Eric Brandt. Skype call me when you get home. I'll answer it, bring you on. When you're ready. When you're ready. Because Eric went to the game tonight. For those of you who don't know, I don't know if I said that. But Eric went to the game tonight, so I'm waiting for him to get back home. He lives out there in the sticks. But yeah, okay, good. I was about to text you, but I don't even need to do that. Yeah, just Skype call me when you're back. Yeah. Jake Carey says we are about a point above league average with Hassan at center and Simon's off the floor. Not great, but seem pretty in line with our available defensive talent. Yeah, Hassan isn't a bad defender. People act like he's a bad defender. I think Hassan Whiteside is an above average defender who's like blocks per game make him look a little bit better than he is. But you guys know I've been on the Hassan Whiteside train all season long. Like, I don't think he's a great rim protector, but I think he's above average. So, like, yeah, having Nurkic I think Nurkic's a better rim protector than him, but it's not like I don't think it's going to be as huge of a difference as people think, you know? Especially while, like, Nurkic is going to have to get his feel for the game back. There's going to be an adjustment period to coming back. But I don't think it's going to be like some huge transformation just getting Yusuf Nurkic back in replacement of Hassan Whiteside. I feel like a lot of the problems with our defense are still going to be there, and I don't know, and you can't blame Nurkic for him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And people, that's the thing, is a lot of our defensive problems, people say, oh, well, we just need Nurk to adjust and to get right again and get used to playing basketball again to fix our defense. But that's like putting the responsibility for our defense on him when a lot of the responsibility doesn't lie on that center position. It lies on other guys on the floor. And the thing is, like, I understand it if, like, Carmelo gets ISO'd against a power forward and that power forward blows by him because Carmelo's too slow. Obviously, that's not Stotts' fault. No, you know what I mean? It's not stuff like that. So, I mean, like, obviously our personnel would hurt us in that case because Melo is pretty slow-footed. There's just situations out there that I don't think is necessarily due to the personnel we have on the court. And I don't think it's going to be saved by Nurkic or Collins because it's not like personnel-based stuff. It's more like IQ. And the thing is like, I get it if Blazers are, you know, don't have aware defenders, don't have high IQ defenders out there, but it's something that should improve over the course of 50 games. You know, the fact that there's not really any improvement, you'll get it in flashes too. That's the thing. It's like, I know this team can do it because you'll get it in flashes. The Houston Rockets game is a great example. The game we won in Houston. So we'll get it in flashes. But like, overall, we haven't been consistent at it, and we haven't improved our consistency at doing the right thing defensively. So I think if we had good defensive coaching, we'd be improving on it. Or even adequate defensive coaching, we'd be improving on it. Can't remember things being this bad since Ray Felton was with us. Yeah, I mean, at least we have Dame to be entertained, you know, Cody? Like, at least we got Dame dropping insane game after insane game right now. If Dame keeps this up, he might average 30 a game this season. Joe DePes says, do you think getting another assistant coach would help anything too? With Vanderpool, our defense wasn't so bad. I don't want to have to rely on assistant coaches to cover for my head coach, if that makes sense. I don't want to rely on assistant coaches to cover for my head coach's deficiencies. I know assistant coaches are valuable and can add stuff. How do I say it? I know assistant coaches are valuable and can add stuff to the organization, add stuff to the team, and help us out. But I want a head coach that is able to take care of business. Vanderpool is really elevating Minis D. I can't tell if that's sarcastic or not. The People's Mix, I told you not to talk about this type of stuff, man. This is your last warning, or I'm literally hiding you from the channel, bro. Talking about Dame leaving, wanting Dame to leave. I hate that more than anything. So if you want to get completely hidden, don't talk about Dame should leave, or I wish Dame would leave, or anything like that. Jake Carey says it is. Yeah, I mean, the People's Mix says I was talking to Hamza. I don't know, bro, but you were doing it earlier this stream, bro. And you got people mad at you in here, so... But earlier, like, you're already on my nerves, you know what I mean? If this is the first time you said something, I'd probably just let it go. But earlier you're saying, I hope Dame ends up a traitor like Aldridge and ends up going to the Lakers where he can help us defend our championship that we win this year. That's what you're saying, bro. And you got people annoyed. So just chill with the... Don't talk about Dame leaving, bro. Because he's not going to leave. It doesn't make any sense to bring it up because he's not going to leave. We're not going to trade him for Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet or anything like that. Don't even joke about it. You got the whole... It's not even like me just being angry. Like, chat's annoyed. Chat's annoyed with him, so... Don't annoy my chat, man. Come on, bro. Tory sensitive? Sure. I don't like people talking about Dame leaving because it's unrealistic. It's not going to happen. And it's dumb. Like, he just signed a 4-year extension. Why the hell would we trade Dame? Even if he wants out, we're not going to trade Dame. But Dame's loyal. So quit saying you wish Dame wasn't loyal and wishes he was a traitor. Like, I don't care if that's joking. That's just like, that's annoying. Like, you're good. Just chill out with it, bro. I mean, I guarantee you Dame's not going to get pissed off from this. Like Eric Bouchard said, this is the wrong time to talk about Dame getting mad. You've got CJ on the sideline, Collins, Nurkic on the sidelines, even Scow out. It would be really petty to demand out with injuries. I mean, like, from his standpoint, you know, if we were doing this completely healthy, that'd be different than, you know, having guys out. Obviously, it's hurt us. You know what I mean? And Dame's not going to, yeah, it would be kind of petty to, you know, obviously injuries have hurt us. Obviously, I'm talking about other problems because that's the thing. We can't control, like, our injuries. You know what I mean? So I could focus here and say injuries for an hour, but, like, we can't control that. There is stuff we can control that we can improve on. But from Dame's point of view, you have his best, you know, it's 2 best friends on the team, 2nd and 3rd best players on the bench in suits. So that's a little different. He's not the type to want out or anything like that. The people's mix, I don't necessarily see everybody's comment. You said normally when people have conversations, you let them slide. I don't see everybody's comment. You know what I mean? Like, we got 100 people watching right now. Chat, you know, kind of rolls by. A lot of times I'm focused on what I'm saying. I'm not really reading chat. But when I see 7, 8 different people say, "What the hell, people's mix, shut up," or something like that, then that gets my attention. But we're not going to trade Dame. Eric, he says, at Eric Brandt, this is just a question, so everyone chill. When can Dame be traded? Hypothetically, since you were saying he can't be traded. He can be traded this offseason. But, like, that's irrelevant because he's not going to get traded. You're in all caps ranting at people to relax. That's kind of ironic, bro. Everybody's feisty tonight. I'm feisty tonight. Everybody's feisty. What's up, War of Mankind? There's no offer that we can't refuse for Dame. Josie Rodriguez. There's no such thing. The people's mix, I wasn't pissed at you, but I'm pissed at this game, man. And then you're talking, you know what you said that got on my nerves, bro. It's not my fault. I also can't, you know, I'm getting some comments held for review. You guys going after him, I can't allow those. Like, let's just relax. If he chills, he chills. Like, if he doesn't, you know, like, let's I'm gonna take a deep breath because I need to take a deep breath. All right, we're good. Also, Zach Collins overrated by Torrey? What? You just gonna ruin my deep breath with that? I was just saying that he's not gonna come back and solve everything like a lot of Blazer fans think. What do you mean I overrate him? I don't understand, bro. I don't understand. Gonna answer Eric's call. Eric, I gotta plug in my headphones. Give me a second. Where are my headphones, though? Alright, here we go. Headphones. Let's get it. I still can't hear you. I'll let you know when I can hear you. Alright, what's up?
What's up, man? What's so up? Busy raging for an hour you can't you don't know your headphones are.
I changed my shorts. So they were in my shorts pocket. Because I played a 6:30 rec league game, lost by 3 or 5 or whatever. If we just had a sub, we would have won. We just didn't have a sub, so played 40 minutes straight. Dropped a 31-point half, hit like 4 straight Damian Lillard-esque threes, popped off a little bit, but still lost. So that was a little frustrating. But then I stayed in sub for an extra game because I needed someone. So I watched the majority of the first half. I watched back and skipped commercials at halftime. I watched back as much of it as I could. So the only part I really missed was like the last 6 minutes of the first half. But I mean, the first half was just like 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Like
the first quarter.
My goodness. So
all right, real quick, I have to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anyone who says that Damian Lillard should request a trade or wants out or will get sick of this crap is basically calling Damian Lillard a liar. He has said time and time and time again, including numerous times this season and within the last couple weeks, that he is not going anywhere. He is staying in Portland. He is not going to request a trade. He is not going to take the easy way out. He is going to get it done here or go down trying. And that is the attitude that you should appreciate. And so anyone saying that he should be requesting a trade and getting out of this crap is basically like saying that Dame isn't true to his word.
Yeah, and I don't even want to say this is entirely directed at People's Mix, because I know you're like saying in general, because I see that type of stuff on Twitter with people saying that, and it's the most annoying thing as a Blazer fan.
Yes. And it doesn't mean that at some point in his career he could change his mind, and it could be obvious after years and years of losing or something that he goes to the team and says, hey, I'd like a chance for a title or something. But right now, he just signed an extension. He just said on his last Lillard Adidas video that he was staying here and that he's not. Like, so anyone who's saying that he's going to request a trade or wants a trade is basically questioning the character of Damian Lillard. And you know what I say to those people? F you, you're not a Damian Lillard fan then, because that's not what he's about. It just drives me crazy.
I'm a huge fan of the man just because of like the person he is, man, and I respect that. I respect him for that. So yeah, that's why it's so annoying. I agree with you.
Yeah, and Dame's a Blazer, and we should all be proud that he's like that, because any other star in this league would have been like some of these people say, and would have been requesting that he gets traded. The dude scored, 107 points in 2 games, and people are
He's averaging 44 over the last 4 games.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's just really ridiculous.
Yeah. The People's Mix, we're not even trying to single you out, bro, so just relax.
Yeah.
Nobody's, you just, like, what you said at the start of the stream was annoying. And then I told you just, like, don't even, like, joke or reference it or say anything else, and then you came back and did it again. So that's why people were annoyed. So just relax. If you don't do that, nobody has a problem with you. You know what I mean? So just, we're good. Y'all gotta relax to each other. At Eric Brandt, the NBA is a business. If he starts to fall off and is making $50 million, we will trade him. I disagree with that 1,000%. Because one, nobody's going to want to trade for him if he's making $50 million over 2 years and like isn't playing up to it. You know what I mean? 2, we're not just going to dump somebody like that. Yes, it's a business, but at some point, you got to respect the player you've had for the loyalty he's had to the city. Blazer fans would be pissed off if they did that. Like, it doesn't make sense. There's literally nothing for it. Like, there's no point to trade Dame to rebuild. Even if we rebuild, even if we get stuck in a position, like a horrible position where we have to like kind of blow it up and rebuild, you still want Dame around the team because he sets the culture. He's a great leader. He can set the table for the next generation. Like, there's no reason to ever trade Damian Lillard. There's no reason that this front office should make it so that he doesn't retire a Blazer. It doesn't make sense. AM Productions, you also got to chill out, bro. You also got to chill out. I Lillard will retire a Blazer without a ring. That's, I agree with that. I respect that, but don't be saying, the first part of that, don't be saying that. Let's relax, guys.
And, okay, DeRozan was traded for Kawhi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like DeRozan is nowhere in Dame's league in terms of player. Like, he never was as good as Dame is.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that would be like saying we wouldn't trade CJ for Kawhi Leonard, not we wouldn't trade Dame for Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing out there that makes sense for Dame. I don't ever see anything out there that makes sense to trade Dame from a business perspective. And that's, not taking into account the fact that he is our culture, he is our leader, he is the face of the organization. You know what I mean? So you have to take all that into account. It's just, it won't ever make sense in my opinion. And if it comes to the point where things are so bad that it does make sense, well, things are going to be bad, you keep him. And you keep him a Portland Trailblazer. Unless, if things are so bad that he wants out 4 years from now because we're, a 15-win team or whatever, then fine. Maybe you respect that. You know what I mean? Like, but you don't trade Dame, man. You don't. There's no such thing as like, a team could come to us in the next couple of years with a deal that we can't refuse, and then we trade Dame because it's a business. No, that's not the case. That doesn't make sense. That's not possible. So.
And that team, I don't know. DeRozan wasn't like, yeah, he signed an extension there, but that doesn't mean he was like Dame where he was saying like he didn't want to ever leave Toronto. I know he didn't want to, but like, I don't know. DeRozan just wasn't an untradeable player. He's not even that good of a player. And there's a reason why he doesn't really have any trade value right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I kind of just want to move past this topic. So anyway, what do you want to add on to anything that you saw like on the court, or maybe like respond to something that I've been talking about on the court?
Well, honestly, I forgot my headphones, so I couldn't really listen to much of what you said. So I was just basically following along in chat for half the time, and then I listened for part of it. But
yeah, bro, quit typing in all caps and like spam in chat too. Like just make your point in one comment. But no, DeMar was not as good as Dame. You know what I mean? And the thing is that trade. You're not going to find that much of an upgrade for Dame. You're not going to find that much of an upgrade for Dame. Kawhi was a huge upgrade over DeMar DeRozan, and I don't think there's anybody in the league that'd be that big of an upgrade. It'd be a huge upgrade over Dame. You got a guy who's freaking averaging 28.5 points per game and 7.5 assists per game. Like, that's elite as hell. He might be having the best statistical season a Portland Trailblazer has ever had in the history of the franchise, in the 50-year history. Like, I don't even want to talk about this anymore, though, man. I don't know. Eric, you can respond to that, but I'm trying to make passes.
What was the highest DeRozan ever finished in MVP voting to?
Yeah, I mean, like, DeMar was loved by the community, but he wasn't Dame. You know what I mean? And he wasn't as ingrained. I don't know, man. He wasn't Dame, bro. Like, they traded him after a season where he had 23 points per game and 5 assists with a true shooting percentage of 55%. Dame right now after tonight's game 28. Like, I don't know. Like, why are we even comparing DeRozan to Dame? Like, it doesn't. I don't know.
And I don't know. I feel like it was kind of a dirtbag move to trade him, especially after they told him they weren't going to trade him.
Yeah.
But I don't see that same thing happening with this organization. I think they will do everything they can to keep Dame. So, you know how pissed every fan would be if they traded Damian Lillard.
Yeah, I mean, like, imagine if they didn't win a championship and then Kawhi leaves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Imagine it like that could have been a horrible move for them. You know what I mean? And I honestly still think Toronto is going to be the front runner to trade for DeMar DeRozan if DeMar DeRozan becomes available via trade this year. I think they'll bring him back. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? That's just a weird situation that doesn't apply here. Just because they did something with DeMar DeRozan doesn't mean anything. Like, it doesn't. I don't care, man.
Yep.
But Eric Bouchard, no way am I doing that trade. That's too much to give up for Jang and Covington.
That's probably what it sounds like it's going to take right now, though.
Yeah. Covington is becoming a less realistic option by the day. It sounds like they're demanding too much, and it sounds like some team is going to overpay to get him. You're looking at maybe 2 firsts. I don't think I'd give up 2 firsts, man. I'd much rather have Otto Porter Jr., who I think could be a little worse defender, but a little bit better offensively. If he's healthy, I think he could possibly be at the same level Robert Covington is, but you could have him for a lot less, most likely. And he's, a bigger expiring contract next year if he's not all that great. So Otto Porter Jr. is a better option for us than Covington at this point.
And I feel like, I know this is like, everyone's saying this isn't going to happen, but I have a feeling we're going to keep Ariza, and he's going to be one of our small forwards next year. So if you got a Porter Jr. and Hood comes back towards the end of next season, and you have Hood, Ariza, and Porter as a forward rotation, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's the thing. Is like, if you think he's worth $8 million a year, and he doesn't hurt our flexibility. Actually, you could think he's worth a minimum, but if keeping him doesn't hurt our flexibility, why not keep him? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if it doesn't keep us from doing something else, because we're not missing out on anything by keeping him for $13 million, and he could help our flexibility because he'd be a $13 million expiring contract at the deadline that we could use in a trade for an upgrade. So the more I think about it, the more it makes sense to, I don't know, like, actually, I don't know, I haven't really, like, thought into the future after this trade all that much, but, like, it doesn't make sense to not keep him going into next season, unless like maybe we would only have the taxpayer mid-level exception, which would only be $6 million compared to a $10 million mid-level exception. But honestly, like, is the difference between $4 million in free agency not worth keeping Trevor Ariza and a $13 million expiring contract? I don't think so. So yeah, keep Ariza. And Ariza makes sense on this team. He can hit threes. He can defend. Like, he's a solid fit. He had a great game tonight too.
And I also have, if there's anyone still doubting if we should trade Whiteside or not, so I was thinking about this in terms of Zach Collins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Zach Collins should be exclusively a power forward, or should he be like a combo big?
Combo. You know, you just depend on what we have, you know what I mean? But we do have some options.
But if you have Nurk, who can only play center, and Whiteside, who can only play center, then you basically are saying Collins has to be the full-time power forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't be our backup 5.
You'd also say Scalabissiere would have to be a full-time power forward.
Right. Well, if we'd probably let him go in that circumstance, right?
Which would be dumb. You know, he's a solid asset. Don't give up on him. Like, he's young and a solid player.
Yeah. So basically you're saying that Collins has to work out at the power forward, can't play any backup center, and then we'd have to have some sort of backup power forward, whether that's Scal or someone else, get the backup 4 minutes, or we could go small, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't get the people who want to keep Whiteside, because then you're basically restricting Zach to one position, which might not even be his best position, and then you're. I mean, I'm fine with Zach at the power forward. I just don't want to force him to only be a power forward.
Yeah.
And I think we need, if you have like a good 3 big man rotation, you need at least 2 of the 3 to be able to play both positions, or have the two that can't be one or the other. Like, I'm not saying Blake Griffin, but Blake Griffin's pretty much just a power forward, and Nurk is pretty much just a center. So that if you had Zach being able to back up both spots, then you're fine. But if you have like Nurk and Whiteside and Collins, then you don't have the flexibility you would if you had people who are capable of playing both.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing, is that's not even getting into the fact that
If Whiteside would even accept that.
yeah, if Whiteside would be happy playing off the bench, like his production would probably fall playing off the bench because he wouldn't be happy coming off the bench, and then he probably leaves. And even if he doesn't leave, if we only resign him to a 1-year contract, then he has a no trade clause. And then if we do trade him, then the team that gets him wouldn't have his bird rights. So like, I don't know, like it doesn't make sense to bring him back on a 1-year contract. So basically, it's like if we don't trade Whiteside for that $27 million expiring contract this year, we won't have an expiring contract next year. We'll risk him leaving. He probably won't be that great as a backup center because he's probably not going to embrace that. You know, even if he does, like, okay, he's playing, 20 to 22 minutes per game, and you're risking all that, doesn't make sense. And then, yeah, you'd have to play Collins primarily at power forward. You'd have to play Scow primarily at power forward. You'd miss out on a possible upgrade at one of the forward spots where you could play, you know, if you got a small forward power forward upgrade, then you could play Collins at like power forward and center. And you can play Scow at like power forward and center. You just have flexibility with the lineup, and you'd get a player at a position of need. It just makes no sense whatsoever to keep Hassan Whiteside. If we don't trade Hassan Whiteside, this trade deadline will be an F grade for Neil Olshey.
I don't know if you saw the report today, but apparently Miami was close to a deal for Ariza before we jumped in and offered. I'm assuming they were offering players that have more than 1 year, other than maybe Myers. But I think they're hard cap because of.
Yeah, it was probably like either Olynyk and it was probably I don't know. They were probably offering like Olynyk in a second, or I don't know, man. That's probably the reason why we had to give up 2 seconds in that trade, because we had to swoop in and take Ariza from Miami, which, if that's the case, then okay, I'm even a little bit more fine with this trade, especially with the way Ariza looked tonight, and especially given the fact that we basically had to give up 2 second-round picks. It wasn't like O'Shea just wasn't doing his due diligence and just like, sure, we'll toss you 2 second-round picks. You know what I mean? So I'm fine with this trade, man. Like,
and Miami didn't have really any picks to trade, so even if they offered a better player, the fact that Bazemore was a for sure expiring, you don't know about Kelly Olynyk picking up his option next year.
Yeah, he probably will, to be honest. So that's the thing. It would have either had to been Myers, which I kind of doubt, or it would have had to been somebody on a 2-year contract like a James Johnson, a Dion Waiters, or a Kelly Olynyk, who I think will basically be a 2-year contract. He'll pick up that player option, in my opinion. So,
and in our podcast yesterday, you were talking about trading Ariza, and I never really even thought about that option, other than like if we were just completely trying to duck the tax.
Yeah.
But then when I found out about this today, I was thinking, like, why not trade Ariza for Olynyk then, or Olynyk?
I mean, like, I was just voicing it as like, we'll have the opportunity to explore some packages. Like, Ariza shouldn't be off limits with us being in the situation we're in. You know, if we continue to lose some games and the season looks lost by the trade deadline, but we raise Ariza's trade value, like, why not cash him in? You know, save some more money and get 2 second-round picks back. Like, in a lost season, that's a good idea. You know, I mean, there's just some options with his contract, and we shouldn't rule him completely off limits. So if I find something intriguing, I'm gonna think about it.
This would leave us a little thin at the wing position, but if you traded Ariza for Olynyk, then you don't have to worry about trading Whiteside and getting a center back, or who's going to play center until whatever. So then
I was talking to Eric Bouchard. He was saying you can only trade Ariza alone with picks. You can't aggregate him with players. Trust me, we know the CBA like really well, so we do know that. Thank you for pointing that out, though. Anyway, go ahead.
So you make that trade, and then all of a sudden you have a center possibly for next year too, and that's Olynyk's one of those guys who is like Collins. He can kind of switch between positions. He's a little better at center, but he can play with Nurk or with Collins. And so you have three solid bigs and then add Scalo as a fourth big. That's fine. Then you're good at center next year too, as long as he picks up that option. If he doesn't, then whatever, you have less salary on your books. Maybe you could re-sign him because you don't have his bird rights. But like then you just get the best deal possible for Whiteside without worrying about a center or like we can't trade our center right now because we don't have anyone to play center. We'd have Kelly to play center until Nurk was ready, and it's not going to be that long, it looks like, until Nurk is ready. But
Kelly could also play with them. Yeah, that's a good fit.
And then you trade you try to get the best possible wing, obviously, for Whiteside, but maybe that's not available this year. Maybe the best possible deal is the Dallas deal for DeLon Wright and Courtney Lee's expiring and a second round pick. And then this summer you're armed with either a late lottery or early mid-teens pick. And then you have a couple of good second rounders between our second rounder and the 31st through the 33rd pick or whatever that ends up being.
Yeah, the pick from Dallas. Yeah.
You completely duck the tax this year, even if you did that other trade with Ariza. And then, so next year you might not be as worried about the tax and being repeater tax and all that stuff as you would have been if you were in the tax this year. And then you have a great trade asset in DeLon Wright that you could use to go get a wing. Like, say Covington doesn't get dealt this trade season, you offer him a first and one of those seconds and DeLon Wright because they need a point guard for Covington or something in the off season, or you go get someone somewhere else. You'd have a lot of contracts you can work with then. I just like the flexibility of that. Not saying it'll happen, but
yeah, basically,
I'm also fine with keeping Ariza though.
Mm-hmm. Basically, yeah. This trade deadline in the next season is basically like a game of chess. Mm-hmm. You're playing chess with the assets you have. You're trying to turn them, in the end, into the best assets possible to help you win a championship. But it's not as simple as going from point A to point B. You know what I mean? Like, or unless we, traded Whiteside and maybe Ariza for like a Covington and I don't know. There's a Covington and somebody else, but even then, like, there's no all-stars available this trade deadline that we know of. Like, there's no players that are going to get us to contention. And if we waste these assets, you know what I mean, then we get stuck at point A, basically. We don't make progress towards that championship level team if we keep Whiteside, let him walk. If I don't know. Like, basically, we gotta find a way to get from point A to point B, but it's more like point A gotta go to point B, point C, point D. Like, there's gonna be multiple moves, and and each move needs to be constructed in a way that gives us a better chance in the future to make a win now trade to get us to contention. So that's the thing. That's why I want 2-year contracts, so we have expiring contracts next year. If we could duck the tax this year, then Jody is more willing to pay whatever next year, which would help our chances of making a win-now trade. If we could get an asset like a DeLon Wright and an early second-round pick and Trevor Ariza with his expiring contract next year, that's some assets that we can use to pivot to use in some other deals. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically just Olshey has to play a game of flipping assets, so to say, and I'm very intrigued to see how he basically plays this game of chess, because this is his final chance for me as Blazers GM. It's his final chance for me. What
the Under Armour gamer? I'll answer your question in a minute.
I mean, yeah, like we're talking right now, so I'm not going to be able to answer everything in chat. But yeah,
it's your final thing for Olshey is what you were saying.
This is my I'm giving Olshey's final chance. You know what I mean? I'm not too down on Olshey. I thought he had a solid offseason. I think we need a new coach, and we dealt with some injuries. But in the past, I haven't been high on him, man. And if he doesn't handle this right, it could screw us up for the rest of Dame's prime. You know what I mean? Like, it is a complicated situation to explain, but if Olshey doesn't make the right move at the trade deadline for Hassan Whiteside, it could really screw us up in terms of the potential to make a win-now trade over the next couple of years. So, It's high stakes for Olshey, and it's going to take some creativity that we haven't seen out of him as Blazers GM before. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So, the Under Armour gamer is asking if he'll be fired if there isn't a trade.
I doubt
and
it.
my thinking is that if there's not a trade, or it's a trade just to save money and not really improve the team, he's doing exactly what the owner's telling him to do.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to get fired for doing that and saving the team money. He just saved Jody like $12 million in a trade, and it might have made our team better. So he's not gonna get fired for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, they can always justify this season with the injuries. They could justify getting a better tax situation moving forward, and we're having to worry about the tax at all in coming years if they just let Whiteside walk. It hurts our flexibility a ton, like you just mentioned, but maybe that's just what they think, and that's going to have to be good enough to move forward. But we don't know what his directive is, because he doesn't have the ultimate say on whether he can add salary or do these kind of things. In the past, he's always said that Jody, since she took over, has been willing to add salary, but the team has never been this bad either. We were good pretty much all last year, with the exception of a minor blip towards the early in the season. But yeah, I just don't know what his directive would be, so I can't really place the blame fully on him. But there are ways, like he just did, to improve the team and improve the tax situation if that's the goal of his.
And improve future flexibility. $7 million traded player exception. Ariza could be a $13 million expiring contract next year, which I assume the plan is to keep him. So, I mean, that's, Gabriel, I think, should get a chance. He could be an intriguing prospect, but that's not really why the deal was made. But that's why I wasn't harsh on that trade. That's why I was fine with that trade. We gave up 2 second-round picks. But, like, in 2024, 2025, which those second-round picks were traded, I don't really care that much. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be after Dame's prime. That's going to be probably, like, rebuilding years. And I know we lose those assets that we could possibly make in a trade in the future. But, like, Ariza, I don't think he's that much worse than Rodney Hood was last year. You know what I mean? So, So getting him for next year, I know he's aging, but like his game is something that like doesn't. Ariza's game is something that ages well. A guy who just knows how to play defense. He's big, strong, has some length, and he's just a smart defender, and he can knock down threes. That type of game ages well. So I mean, that was a fine setup trade. Now we need to go get something for Whiteside. This Whiteside trade, if we don't trade Whiteside, I'm giving Olshey, I'll probably give him a D. I said an F, but I'll probably give Olshey a D if we don't trade Whiteside. If he trades Whiteside for the right package, doesn't give up too much, increases our future flexibility, and maybe adds somebody that could be helpful, then this trade deadline, you're looking at possibly an A grade for me, depending on what that is. Like, this Whiteside trade is pivotal. It's a pivotal, this is going to be a pivotal 2 weeks for our franchise. It's going to be a very important for Dame's prime. It's these next 2 weeks are very, very, very important. And Hassan Whiteside basically needs to get traded. You know what I mean? And if he doesn't, I'm going to be very frustrated with that.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree with you. Yeah, it'll be really frustrating. It's not even Whiteside's fault. I mean, he's been. I think he's been as good as he could play this year, but that doesn't really matter in the long.
Yeah, it's a situational thing. It's not like, we have to trade Whiteside, he's not good enough. It's not that at all. It's a situational thing. It's a 100% the situation of our roster and the assets we have and our roster construction. You know what I mean? It's not because of Whiteside. It's because of the situation the franchise is in.
I got mad going to the game because I read the comment from Stotts that Swanigan would be in the rotation, which is fine. Like, I expected him to be get some backup center minutes.
No, he played power forward.
I know, but then I read that Wenyan was probably going to play it all, and I was like, dude, why not? Like, why? I just don't understand. What has Hazonia done this season to warrant putting him into the game tonight over Little or Wenyan when they have
Yeah.
I just don't understand. And then, when Swanigan came in the game the first time, and I was like, I literally turned to the people in my section and was like, is Swanigan really going in for Melo while Whiteside is still in the game? Like, is this actually happening? And they people couldn't believe that. Like,
Not
no one
only that,
understood that.
they
It
put
was
him in
like,
a power
oh,
forward to go trap at half court. Did you see that?
yeah. So the first time Luka crosses the court, Caleb kind of half-ass goes over to double team him, and Luka just throws it to the guy he was supposed to be guarding for a wide open three. And then the next time down, he like came and he was standing at half court right when Luka came across, so like it was obvious. Like you can't telegraph it that much that that's what you're doing.
Yeah, well then he
And
skipped it. He skipped it to Hardaway, and for some reason Whiteside was on him, and somebody else was
yeah,
parked under the rim. And it's just like, what the hell are we doing, dude?
um, yeah, I just don't understand that. Like of all guys to bring into double team, like you didn't do that with Bazemore. You didn't do it with like Little at all. Like you.
It's like if you're gonna bring in a power forward to go trap at half court, put in Gabriel or Little.
Yeah.
Somebody quick, athletic, can pressure the ball, have some length. Not Caleb freaking Swanigan. Like,
And we talked about this yesterday too, in regards to Luka being a better lob passer because he's taller. You know, that's what you said. So double teaming him isn't as effective as it is, especially if he can see it coming for like 5 dribbles, so he knows where to throw the ball over the top. He knows what guy is wide open because he sees the floor really well. And Jake Carey mentions we did double with Bazemore against Houston, and this is my point. Tonight, we started off switching picks for some reason and had Whiteside guarding Luka several times. And then since the Houston game, where has the blitzing the picks been?
it worked well against Houston. Where's it been?
We completely take Harden out of the game with Bazemore guarding him, and then whoever sets the pick double teamed and forced the ball out of his hands. We didn't do that once tonight against Luka. The double teams came without even being a pick situation. They were just like up top. Like when he's just dribbling around up top, when we just like he could watch like Swanigan coming 10 seconds later to come and double team him because he's not fast enough to get there in time. And Luka plays similar to Harden, and yet nope. Dallas just has shooters everywhere. They load the perimeter with Curry, Hardaway, those type of guys. Porzingis mostly stayed out top. He had a play where he had like Simons on him and he still just stood up top. And then he thought about going to post and he was like, oh, never mind. But like...
Well, Jake, we stayed home and we gave up 22 threes anyway. He said probably didn't fear their shooters as much as ignored Daniel House all game. So we, didn't fear Houston's shooters as much as Dallas. Well, it didn't look like we feared their shooters tonight. Like...
Why would you send Biggie on a Okay,
it doesn't make sense, Jake. That's the thing is, I don't know, man. Jake knows his stuff, but he just like I just feel like he never wants to criticize us, man. Like, why would you? If you're gonna bring in a power forward, Jake, just a question for Jake. If you're gonna bring in a power forward to go trap at half court, why would it be Caleb Swanigan instead of somebody like Gabriel or Little? It doesn't make sense. And why would you trap that soft and let Luka just basically pick whoever he wants to throw the ball to? Like, it just doesn't make sense from a coaching standpoint there.
And so when Swanigan came in, Dallas had a lineup of, I think it was Kleber as their center. And the whole game, it was only Kleber or Porzingis at center. They did not have like a true big or anything like that. And we countered that with, so they have 4 perimeter players and a big that shoots threes, right?
Yeah, plays on the perimeter basically, yeah.
So that's all their offense is you stand around the perimeter, and then Luka either drives and gets to the rim, or Steph Curry did that a few times tonight, or
Steph
Curry. Seth Curry. Sorry, I did that again. And then so if he gets by and gets into the paint, he either has a lay-in or he kicks out to an open shooter because we had to drop down and help. And like that's all their offense is. Why would anyone think that playing multiple big guys against that strategy on defense would work at all? Like there's nothing positive that can happen in that situation. And it would be completely different if maybe we had a huge advantage offensively because we had all these big guys in the game that could post up their smaller guys and take advantage of that. But we have freaking Beatty Swanigan shooting an air ball 15-foot fadeaway shot on
Marcus Aldridge. Yeah.
And like Whiteside doesn't have many post moves unless he gets to the middle and can do his little flip hook shot.
But with Caleb Swanigan out there, the middle was usually clogged because nobody respects him as a shooter or respects him as a cutter or anything. You know what I mean? They weren't guarding him.
So we had no advantage offensively with that lineup, right? So like I'm puzzled. What was the point of that lineup? Like, did Stott seriously put Swanigan in the game thinking that he was gonna trap Doncic effectively and shut him down?
Jake says he agrees that like Swanigan at the 4 didn't make sense and definitely not to trap, but he also said the only thing would be to protect the defensive glass.
And there is no such. Was horrible.
The problem is though, there is no defensive rebounding if you don't make them miss. So that's the thing is our defense sucked with that lineup, so defensive rebounding wasn't a factor really. So it didn't make sense for that reason either, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't understand that strategy. Like, best case scenario, you stay home and don't double team, right? It's still a bad matchup for that team because you have Biggie guarding like
Justin
Finney
Jackson
Smith or Justin Jackson, and then you have Whiteside guarding Kleber or Porzingis, and like those are bad matchups. Like, you're creating 2 bad matchups on purpose. Instead of just having one to play Swanigan at the power forward. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because he hates Little. That's the thing. It's like, I don't think Swanigan is any better for our offense than Little is either, honestly. Like, I mean, they're both very bad offensive players that shouldn't really have the ball in their hands. Like, put in the versatile defender that can have a chance trapping at half court, that can match up better with their perimeter players. I don't know. He just hates, like, he doesn't, God, dude, like, his use of Little has been so whack this year, man.
Yeah, I don't understand playing Hazonia over either of those guys either. Like, Hazonia's done nothing all year. And then you have a lineup in the fourth quarter with Hazonia, Melo, and Swanigan, and you really think you're going to shut down Dallas and get stops when you need to come back from 20 down? Like, and you play Dame 42 minutes, so he's all tired at the end.
That was one of my points. It's like, if we're going to run Dame into the ground, then why are we playing half the fourth quarter with a lineup that has no chance to get a stop with Hazonia, Swanigan, and Melo? Like, why not just play the other guys more, stagger them better? Because we had no chance with that lineup.
Yeah, it's just... And I know Eric Bouchard is trying to say it's things unrelated to scheme sometimes. I mean, the scheme is decent, but, like, these decisions are just mind-boggling. And there's times where we've had great defensive personnel, like Wesley Matthews, Nick Batum, all that kind of stuff. And we still play Dame and Mo Williams and stuff, like, at the end of games and, like, with 5 seconds left and we need to stop. Like, we still had our non-defensive guys in the game situationally.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Dame and Mo, if they had a screen where both of them were involved, they wouldn't switch either, so it wasn't even from a switch standpoint. Yeah, like...
and I know this year, I mean, Dame and CJ pretty much have to play at the end because there's not really good defensive players, but you don't even know what you have in Wenyon. Like, at least, like, you gave up 47 points in the first quarter. You're telling me you can't even give someone a chance to see if they'd be better than the guys you had in the game and gave up 47 points, and you went back to those same lineups in the second half. You didn't even think, you know what, we gave up like 8,000 points in the first half and 48 threes. Let's just maybe mix it up a little bit in the second half, try just one thing a little different lineup-wise, maybe not play Swanigan at power forward in the second half. Maybe not play Hazonia over Little or something like that.
But that's not what the note card said.
Just do something.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand watching that first half and then thinking, oh, you know what I'm going to do in the third quarter? Let's put Swanigan in with Whiteside again and see how that goes this time. Nope, didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. And didn't adapt to his... Yeah, didn't adapt at all, man. Like, that's the thing. It's just like... I should just have Stotts write me a note card. I could go out and coach that type of game. You know what I mean? All right. I don't know, but like it's oh God.
There was a play in the first half where Hazonia had the ball, and he had it like it was like he was like kind of behind the 3-point line, but near the Blazer bench, and all 4 guys were just standing next to each other, just staring. And not moving at all. And Hazonia was like acting like he wanted to pass somewhere, but he was just standing there like he didn't know what to do. And then like the shot clock's running out and everyone's just standing there. And I yell out, "What are we doing?" And like everyone just laughed around me because like
how close were you to the court?
I wasn't close enough to hear, but it was like dead silent in there because we were struggling at that point. It's like everyone just started cracking up laughing. And then like people turn around like, "Yeah, what are they doing?" Like,
that's funny as hell. I wish
like
you were close enough.
We're just wasting offensive possessions. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Imagine if we had courtside tickets or something like that, bro. That'd be funny, man. Stotts would hate us. Oh my goodness.
There was someone getting into it with Luka on the courtside.
Really?
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't know why you talk trash to him, man. That doesn't make sense to me. Knowing that we can't guard a paperclip, like we can't defend a damn paperclip, bro.
Why does like a 32% shooter hit like crazy step backs against us all the time?
I know. That's the thing. People don't. That's the thing. Blazer fans think Luka's like some insane 3-point shooter. He's shooting 32% for the season or something like that. Like that's worse than Bazemore was shooting. Just think about that. Like, but no, against us, he goes off, man. He's always going to be a Blazer killer. Just he loves playing against the type of defense we play. You know what I mean? That's why certain guys always kill us. It's not a coincidence.
Yeah. At the end, people were yelling, "Refs, you suck."
Yeah.
And I was kind of quietly saying Stotts instead of refs.
Stotts, you suck.
But no one else was joining me.
Yeah, no, yeah, good luck getting that on board. But no, even during the broadcast, Reggie Miller had like a Chris Webber movement where it was like, he literally said, "That was a horrible possession. I don't know what they're doing." Like, something about, just absolutely no ball movement. And they're just a team that doesn't move the ball enough. And it was like, oh, I wonder if people are on Twitter are going to be like, "Oh, Reggie Miller's such an idiot talking trash, blah, blah, blah. He's like Chris Webber talking trash, blah, blah." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
the people that defend Stotts and doesn't think anything is a problem with our style of play. I don't know. That was just funny, man.
And so, just for the record, I'm not saying that Little or Gabriel or any of those guys would have helped. I mean, we might have lost by more points. I don't know. I just don't understand why you wouldn't try something different.
Yeah,
especially in the second half. What could it hurt to put in those two instead of Swanigan and Hazonia in the second half and see what happens? Only let Hazonia play a little bit of minutes while Whiteside gets a break or whatever. But in terms of the forward, you put in Little and Wenyan and see what they can do. I mean, who cares?
I have a picture I'm gonna put up for you guys. That basically is my feeling right now. There you go.
Yeah, yep. So Tyler Lewis says at the end of the first, Mavs coach said something like, "You can't guard a player like Dame the same way all game." I thought that was interesting. Could teach Terry that. And it's kind of funny, but then like Dame still had 47. So like, I mean,
but they were like tough ass shots.
Yeah,
man.
like he was.
That wasn't anything on Dallas. That was Dame playing like a god, man. Like,
and he pulled up that one, and like Luka's standing right next to him, almost blocks him, and it's like 35 feet away, and he's still.
Yeah, I don't think they defended him bad. I thought Dame was just out of his mind. He's playing like this is the best 4-game stretch of his career. Like, this dude's on another level right now. You know what I mean? But like, I 100% agree with that. You know what I mean? And it's funny because Stotts was an assistant coach under Carlisle. Like Stotts used to be an assistant, and like that's Carlisle saying that. You can't give the same players the same looks all game long. They're going to settle in, get into a comfort zone, know exactly what reads they're going to have to make, and they're going to be completely comfortable out there on the floor. They're going to know exactly how they can control the game on the offensive end. So that's why you don't run one pick and roll scheme all game long, which is a problem that we have. You know what I mean? Like, we don't switch it up enough. I know some people say, oh, well, we've switched it up in this game, or we switched it up here. We don't switch it up enough. You know what I mean? It's too generic. We don't, my complaints, basically take all of my complaints with the grain of salt that says, that makes no sense, but take all my complaints to mean, like, I don't think we do something enough. You know what I mean? Saying, like, our ball movement sucks. It doesn't mean I don't think we ever move the ball. We just don't move the ball enough, Like, we don't trap pick and rolls, That doesn't mean that we never trap pick and rolls, Just that means that we don't do it enough, like, anywhere close to enough. You know what I mean? Because I always have people saying, oh, well, in this game we did this. And it's like, okay, I'm not saying we never do it. I'm saying we don't generally do it. That's implied to me.
It's like, we've been asking for, like, double teams or doing something weird, but, like, so it's almost like he purposely had it with Swanigan tonight to be like, see, that doesn't work.
Well, I said, at the start of this post-game show, man, I said, I know I've been asking for this stuff. So before anybody says that, yes, I've been asking for us to be more creative with our defense, but you can't be absolutely stupid with it.
Yeah.
And send Caleb Swanigan in at power forward and then have him try and trap at half court.
I guarantee you at some point he was like, see, I tried to double Luka. It doesn't work, guys. I'm just going to go back to my own defense.
Oh my God, it'd be fascinating for me to have a conversation with him, man. It'd be fascinating, bro. Like, oh my goodness, man. Albert's face had me dead. That's the face with me. Albert's face is the face I have watching Stotts.
A lot of people are asking about Simons, and I'm going to say the same thing I've said all year. Simons is struggling. He's definitely not ready yet for this kind of game action, especially if we were contending this year, he wouldn't be ready for this kind of role. But I still like that we're not benching him and that we're letting him work through his struggles.
Yeah.
And I think down the road, it might not be next year, but in a couple of years, it'll pay off.
I think he'll be ready to step up and be serviceable next year. Maybe you're not giving him all the backup guard minutes where he's playing 24, 25 minutes per game, but maybe, giving him like 16 to 18 minutes a game as a change of pace, in a game where he comes out and he's struggling. Maybe you play him 12 minutes, a game where he comes out and gets hot. Maybe he plays all the backup guard minutes. You'd want like a shooting guard small forward type off the bench, which could be Rodney Hood if we trade for an upgrade at the 3 where Rodney Hood can play some shooting guard, and play more minutes if Anthony's struggling while he works his way back from injury. But I think he'll be ready to step up next year. You look at this, like, this is kind of his rookie year. Last year was the year he was supposed to play in college, so he's supposed to be a rookie this year anyway, and he barely played last year. So I just kind of look at this like his rookie year, and you see many, many guys have a huge jump in their second year. He's no worse than Devontae Graham was last year.
Yeah.
And you look at what Devontae Graham has turned into this year. You've had, Kendrick Nunn didn't play at all last year. That was his rookie season. He came in and had a huge jump. You know what I mean? Like, Duncan Robinson wasn't good last year at all. He was bad last year. And after, playing a little bit and then having a summer to really work on his weaknesses, he came in this year and he's been phenomenal. You know what I mean? You see players make jumps all the time. I'm expecting him to make a jump next year. I think this is the year where he learns, he learns what he needs to work on. He learns from his mistakes. I hope that he improves his arc on his jump shot next season, because I think that's something that's making him miss shots right now. He'll bulk up a little bit. And he'll, get better at making reads. And he'll just improve everything going into next year, and that could really help him make a jump, because we know he has some natural talent. He just has to put it together.
And one thing I noticed tonight, like, kind of being close to it, like, he just is still weak, physically.
Yeah.
He still looks like a little kid compared to some of the, like, when he's trying to guard Tim Hardaway or something like that, who's he's not even a big physical guy, but, like, just standing next to him, he just seems like thin compared to those guys.
Yeah.
It's just going to take some time for his body to catch up to his ability and stuff like that. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree.
What'd you drop? Oh,
I don't know. My headphones out. It looks kind of weird having a cord go straight sideways. It's like literally straight to my computer from here. Like, I can't, I don't know. I feel like it looks kind of weird, but I was trying to like maybe get it under my mic to make it look a little better. Oh, my mic's falling now. I don't know. But I need like a headphone extender cord.
He had a play tonight where he drove and got blocked. Kind of speaking to what Jake Carey's saying. I think it was Porzingis maybe that blocked him like really hard. I don't know if you know the play I'm talking about. It was in the first half. You might have missed that one. But like I felt like he had the lane to get to the rim, and he was going right down the middle. And then at the last second, he kind of turned his body, like I was saying last post game, and tried to like go up soft and finesse it instead of just like trying to like pack it on someone or like go into the contact. And I think he can learn to do that. It's going to take some time, but like he can learn to be more aggressive because it's not like CJ who plays below the rim for the most part and has to come up with weird angles to do that. He can get up above even big centers sometimes. So like he'll learn eventually, I think, to be able to finish on those guys. Dame struggled with that early in his career, and he's turned into a really good finisher around the rim.
Yeah, here's what I say to be optimistic. Think about where Dame was when he was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He was at Weber State, like, not on draft boards. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Dame would have been any better at this point. And I don't think Dame would have been any better at Simon's age in the NBA than Simons is now. You know what I mean? Like, I think Simons is a little bit ahead of where Dame was at 20 years old. Obviously Dame has an insane work ethic, so we got to hope Simons has an insane work ethic, but he has a natural talent, man. So, I mean, that's the thing is, you gotta be patient with him. I want to see him do better. He had that hot stretch to start the season, so we know he can do it. Just waiting for him to put it together, man. He needs to just work hard, focus on his weaknesses, and take the summer very seriously. Bulk up a little bit, that type of stuff. So Simons will be fine though.
It can't hurt to be mentored by Dame either.
Exactly. Those guys are in his ear. He's going to work out with Dame all summer long. Now he has the experience to kind of see where he struggles with based on, like, on the court. Because before Dame was mentoring him while Simons was on the sideline. Now Simons has been thrown into the fire so he can learn from that experience and kind of apply what Dame teaches him.
Yeah.
In a season like this, as tough as the season's been, I don't know how much like he's really able to like apply right now, but he'll be able to apply some of the things his struggles in game action will show him what he needs to do in his summer workouts and what he needs to work on during the summer.
Yeah.
So that'll only be helpful for him.
The only thing I've been kind of disappointed about this year is he's, especially lately, he seemed to miss a lot of open threes. Mm-hmm. And that kind of goes to what you were saying about the arc on his shot and stuff like that. But I felt like in summer league and stuff, like I didn't think it was a streaky. I didn't think he was a streaky shooter. I thought he would be like a lights out shooter if you gave him space. And he was hitting tough threes in summer league.
And he had that stretch earlier this season where he was like knocking down a ton of shots. And I think it's just, him being young, he probably doesn't have a ton of confidence in his shot right now. He's missing a lot. And I think for him, his arc is so low that he has to be completely dialed in to consistently hit threes. And that's the one thing I'm worried about with his shot if he doesn't improve his arc, because a lot of his misses come hard off the back rim or don't get over the front of the rim. You know what I mean? Like he shoots the ball so flat. And you look at a guy like Dame, a guy like CJ, like the ball has a wider angle to enter the rim because it's coming down from a steeper arc. And it just like the ball can hit the rim and like still go in. You know what I mean? It can hit the rim and like softly go through the hoop in a way. I mean, you just look at like Dame's buzzer beater last year against Paul George to beat the Thunder. Like that hit the rim and that like was from 37 feet, but it still hit the rim softly and went in. You know what I mean? All of Simon's misses are hard because he's shooting it flat. And when you shoot it flat, you have to shoot the ball harder too. So not only does it not have, let me, this is a hoop, right? If the ball going straight down, this might look weird, but if the ball's going straight down, it has a better angle to go in compared to it going straight across, if that makes sense. But if you shoot it flat, you also have to shoot it harder. So It just makes sense for him to raise his arc. Dame talked about in his documentary that's been on YouTube that something that really helped him was when he raised his release point. You know, you can have a low set point and a high release point and get good arc. You know what I mean? Get shots off over defenders. That's kind of what Dame has. He has a lower set point, but he has a high release point. And Dame said that raising his release point helped him make more shots. It really helped his shooting. So that's what I'm hoping with.
Someone needs to just cut that video of you doing weird things with your fingers in the hole.
Dude, don't even man, you asshole, bro.
Hey, it was Daniel's idea. This is totally going to be taken out of context. Yeah. Without anything you're saying, just like you're weird.
There's a timestamp. Where's Russell first round exit Westbrook been, man?
I don't know.
That's
I think he's back in school.
Yeah, damn, man. First basketball game for AM Productions next Tuesday. That's in end of January. Are you playing rec league or something? Or are you talking about your first like basketball game, like first Blazer game you get to go to, or what? Blazers probably still have a little bit of the flu too. Maybe. I mean, maybe, but.
High school game debut.
High school game debut. Damn, you get suspended for half a season or something? Were you injured?
Injured?
Man, I need to get something to drink. I'm gonna be back in like 2 minutes because my mouth is dry and stuff.
Yeah, Alex Wolf, go 49ers.
Go Niners.
Still have a ways to go before the game.
Yep, I'll be back. I'll be back in like a minute. I know you're gonna talk every time I go. I keep my stream on my phone, and then I hear you like talking about me.
We gotta talk mad crap about Torrey.
I know when you get the chance, as if I won't hear it, as if I don't have the stream on my phone right now. Hey, my screensaver though, got that screensaver.
Torrey smells.
I haven't showered since playing basketball, but
yikes.
Around anybody. Well, I mean, I had to go live, bro. I mean, the game was going on, so I watched the game. Then I went live.
Well, okay, AM Productions, you missed due to lack of sleep and mental health, so you weren't doing good mentally or something, and they sat you out, or what?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing better if that's the case and you're actually playing.
I'll be back.
Okay. I don't want to butcher your name, Joda Ape. But thanks for listening and for the comments. Glad you're still awake at 5 a.m. The Under Armour Gamer plays basketball in the Special Olympics. Where are you around the Portland area, or are you somewhere else? Well, that's good. Good luck to you, AM Productions. Hope it goes well for you and that don't have those issues going forward. Captain Dollar, are you Dame Dollar? Just with a different name or what? You were at the game too, right, Dame Dollar? Daniel wants me to up the ante on pick'em bets so that either Torrey has to do something stupid. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Torrey's asked several times for ideas on what we could bet if we lose to you guys. Yeah, it's always tough to play sports when you're dealing with issues. Sometimes it's good to have that escape, but sometimes it's hard to, it just wears on you as well. But yeah, definitely let us know how it goes. What do you think about having to eat a ghost pepper, Torrey, when you lose to me in pick'em bets?
What?
How do you feel about having to eat a ghost pepper after you lose to me in the pick'em bets?
Ghost pepper? Oh, man.
Or have pink hair.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I'll eat a ghost. Hey, if we get $5 in donations before the end of the stream, $5 more, we'll do that as a bet for our next picks against the spread segment, which will be tomorrow. We'll make those picks.
Man.
Dude, do it, bro. Like not a whole one, just like a bite or like.
I would rather dye my hair pink.
Or what about like the hottest Buffalo Wild Wings wing?
I mean, I would eat that, but I don't know if that's really that bad of a challenge.
They're hot.
Is it?
They're hot as hell, bro. Like I haven't tried the hottest one. They're hot, bro. So like we could start there. You know what I mean? And video it and put it on YouTube or on we'll take a video of it.
We'll just do it on the
podcast, and also take a video of it, post it on Twitter.
He meant for like an end of the season punishment, not just like a one day.
No, dude, I've been wanting one game, 1 day bets because like everything is like too like drawn out. You know what I mean? I want to start doing a 1 day bets. Maybe not that crazy, but like let's start off with that hottest Buffalo Wild Wing. Got to eat a whole boneless wing.
Spoiler alert too. You're now behind chat in picks.
Am I, bro? Yep. What the hell? How'd they? Okay, so what was so what are our records? How did we do yesterday? Because I know I struggled, man.
Chat went 6-6, so they got it 12-12 on us. I went 5-7, and you went 4-8. Oh, never mind. Chat's a game behind you. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say it didn't seem like it was.
Yeah. What? You're 100 and 107, and they're 99 and 108 on your heels.
Got you. What are you?
I'm 108 and 99.
So I'm only 8 games behind you.
Yep. Chat's only 9.
We'll have to figure out an end of season bet for us, but that's a good 1 game bet.
Yeah.
We'll do it if we get $5. $5 in donations.
I hate hot stuff.
Do you? So do I. I'm weak with it, so that'll be good, bro. That'll be good. It's only 1 wing, bro. It's not that bad. Boneless wing though. I don't eat wings off the bones. I don't like eating wings off the bones.
You know that Balls of Fire challenge at Salvador Molly's? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's like, I forgot what all's in it, but it's like 5 just like these little, they almost kind of look like boneless wings, only they're not meat. They're like just like hot peppers and crap. And you like have to eat 5 of them to win a challenge or whatever. And I once got like, I think it was up to $60 or so if I finished all 5 of them that I would have gotten. And I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it? Was that hot?
Well, I tried to avoid chewing them by like just swallowing them like a pill. And so the rule was I couldn't like throw up either, or I lost. But yeah, I got to the point where it was so bad that I couldn't eat anymore.
Hey, we'll do one of the hottest boneless wings, or 3 of like the third hottest, the mango habanero, or 3 of those.
I'll do one of the hottest. I don't care.
Well, I'm gonna leave it to like if we get $5 in a $5 donation right now, we'll do that. There we go. Zacho got it. So Zacho, shout out to Zacho. Thank you for the donation. All right, so 3 mango habanero, which is the third hottest boneless wing, or 1 of the hottest boneless wing from Buffalo Wild Wings. Which one should we do? Because that's the thing. 3 might be worse. 3 of the third hottest one might be worse than just 1 of the hottest one. You know what I mean? So it's up to you, Zacho, since you hit us with the donation. I would do a hot wing challenge after all that. I love hot stuff and spicy food. Yeah, me and Eric don't. So that's the thing. It's gonna be interesting. But that's the bet for tomorrow, bro. I'm gonna be.
This is who loses between you or I, or does chat have to beat us too?
No, just who loses between you and I.
Okay.
So one of us is doing it. One of us is gonna end up doing this, guaranteed.
What's up, Ahmed James? He wants us to talk about basketball.
We talked
about basketball for like 2 hours.
Okay, hold up, pause. Dude, come on, man. Come on, bro. We have a 2-hour stream. We've been talking for 2 hours. So you come in here after 2 hours and then get annoyed within a minute or two that we haven't been talking basketball? Come on, bro.
Well, he
Oh,
also
man.
said let's trade Whiteside and Nurkic for AD too. So, and that we should sign a Flalo
Yeah, but like he's hit me with the WTF.
or Eric
Eric
Maynard.
Maynard. Yeah, all right.
He's
Trolling, man.
obviously yeah.
Zacho's thinking about which one. The mango habanero is hot, bro. I've had that in the past. But like 3 of those might be worse than one, like very hot. But I figured the mango habanero would at least have like just a little bit of good flavor to it, you know. But yeah, man, we've been streaming for 2 hours, bro. We've talked a ton of basketball. Hey, Tori, you went to college in Tri-Cities. Did you ever watch the Americans? No, I did not. Is that minor league baseball? Zacho wants some help with the decision here. 3 mango habanero ones, which is the 3rd hottest boneless wing they have. It's still really, really hot. Or one of the hottest ones.
Hey, we could also do like a meetup for a game or something, an away game, and do that there.
Yeah, I was just thinking like we'll do it like that. We could do that again too, though.
Yeah.
We could do that again. We can have somebody represent chat if chat loses too.
Ahmed's the biggest Blazer fan here with a Chicago Bulls logo.
Oh my god, this dude's trolling. Leaning towards the blazing. Oh yeah, that's what it's called, blazing wing. Zacho's leaning towards one of the hottest, man.
Dang it! I better win tomorrow.
Oh, dude. Yeah, let's go blazing. Okay, how many games do we have tomorrow? Don't we have a ton of games tomorrow? I know Blazers don't play. So I'm going to be watching NBA. I'm going to be rooting hard, bro. That's why I wanted to do this, you know? It creates something to care about. Damian Lillard's last 2 games, 19 3-pointers, 108 points, 23 for 23 from the free throw line. I just saw that tweet on ESPN. Okay, we got...
There's 11.
Okay, so we have a 12 p.m. game. Let's
Wait, we do?
tomorrow
What?
It's a Paris game.
Oh, right.
But like let's vote on that one too, and let's just like, so what's the spread on that? Can you get the spread on that? It's Bucks Hornets.
Yeah. Bucks are 13.5-point favorites.
So let's make that first pick right now. You want to make that first pick right now?
Do you want to do that or just skip it and go with the 10-game slate?
Or should we? Or should we make that pick? I don't know. I kind of want to make that pick right now. We got chat. You know, chat can make that pick right now.
They're gonna take the Bucks. I know it already. So.
All right, who are you gonna take?
I always have to answer first.
Okay, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take the Bucks.
Okay, yeah, I'm obviously gonna take the Bucks too.
Okay, yeah, we don't need to do that. Screw that. We're not gonna do that then. We don't need to do that. If we're all taking the Bucks, it doesn't matter.
Noah's taking Charlotte to win that game. It's Charlotte. It's Charlotte and Milwaukee playing in London, I guess.
Yeah, 12 p.m. Okay, so 4 p.m. You got Grizzlies against the Pistons in Detroit. Grizzlies just struggled. It'll be interesting to see that spread. Magic at home versus the Celtics. Raptors on the road against the Knicks. Kings on the road against the Bulls. You got the Hawks on the road versus the Thunder. The Rockets on the road versus the Timberwolves. Ooh, these games are going to be tough to pick, bro. Oh. It says the Rockets are favored by 5.5 on the road against the Timberwolves. Okay, I'm doing my scouting right now. All the games. Okay, there's only
you need
one...
to do some research for once. I feel like,
bro. I mean, like I just get screwed over, dude. I get screwed over by like close point spreads all the time. It usually works in your favor. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that Indiana Phoenix game was pretty close.
I told you I have one screw it pick. You just take chalk. You know, you're the type who fills out a March Madness bracket with 4 1 seeds in the Final Four.
No, I do not do that actually.
Well, I mean, last year I had 3 of the Final Four teams. I had Virginia as a 1 seed in the Final Four. I had Texas Tech in the Final Four as a 3 seed. They made it, and I had Auburn in the Final Four as a 5 seed, and they made it. So I am nasty in terms of filling out brackets, bro. I am money on that. So I'll just take that. I could suck in picks against the spread and eat like a blazing wing, but I'll take my luck with March Madness.
You and chat were making fun of my Detroit pick too, and they killed Sacramento. That wasn't a close game.
You said you had no idea who to pick for that one. It was like a toss-up, and you just went with Detroit. Like you have all this foresight. It's like almost all these games, the picks are like a coin toss. That's why they set the spread the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, if I was what?
If I was just taking chalk on picks, I would be closer to 500. But I'm 9 games over 500, which is excellent against the spread. So I'm not. You can't make fun of me until you.
I've just never seen you pick a game where you're just like, my logic for this was screw it, which I guess works out for you.
Well, I don't need to do that because I have good insight onto the game.
You're gonna, now that we put something on the line, I'm gonna pick it up. You're gonna be eating Blazer.
Right.
I'm gonna be loving it, and chat's gonna be loving it, and you won't be able to talk anymore because your mouth will be on fire. So, let's go.
Maybe stop talking until you're not 7 games below 500.
Well, I mean, now we got something on the line. Now we're actually playing for something. I'll take being 7 games under 500, and then I'm making you eat a blazing wing.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to Zacho for dropping that. Yeah, we'll have fun with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Why did I even approve that comment? What's wrong with this man? No, I'm not approving that other one. This dude's talking about. Oh my god.
I don't want to know why.
Bro, Ahmed, chill, bro. He's trolling the chat. Are you guys entertained by Ahmed or 300-second ban? Can I wield my power? Like, what do you guys think?
Why did Dame Dollar say if I was a wing, you would be eating me? That is weird.
Pause. Pause.
Bro, you're in like middle school. Don't talk that way.
Yeah, pause. That's the people's mix, the left. He was like way too upset about that, bro. We weren't even going after him that hard.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, chill out with that. I'm not trying to hear that. And he got upset, man. That's literally the worst thing you say to a Blazers fan. Oh, yeah. I hope he becomes a traitor and wants a trade to my Lakers, and then he can help us defend a rig. Like, that's the worst thing to say, bro. Like,
that's what all those stupid national media guys say.
And I was fine with him because he's a Lakers fan, but he wasn't like that at all and didn't even come close to being like that. So I've been fine with him. He's been chill. But then it was like, bro, like, and he's like, I'm upset because I love this community. I feel like my time's coming close. It's like, no, dude, people aren't going to remember. People are going to be fine. Just don't say stuff like that. I don't understand, man.
And on Twitter, it's all about trading Embiid. It's like, dude, they're not going to trade Embiid.
I know. But you know what sucks this year too is Luka Doncic being so good ruined Dame's, like his ascendance ruined Dame's chance to start in the All-Star game because they announced that and I just saw a tweet on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crappy.
You didn't see that earlier? Dame was 3rd in everything. 3rd in coaches, 3rd in fan votes, and 3rd in player votes.
Let's hear this Dame post game talking about the refs.
That's an insult, man.
I'm playing it right now.
Okay.
He smacked me in the head. That's an insult, man. You leaned into him. He smacked me in the head. Like, come on, man. That's frustrating as hell. And then you get that type of explanation.
I can't hear anything.
So he said, basically, when he got hit on the head, the ref said, you leaned into him. Because Dame asked him, how do you not make that call? He said, we all agreed you leaned into him. And Dame was like, that's an insult, man. He smacked me in the head. Come on.
Yeah.
That's what Dame said happened in his post game. What the hell? Where the hell is that energy from the refs for James freaking Harden, dude?
Yeah.
What in the world? Like, dude throws his wrists into defenders' hands and gets called like that, but instead Dame, like, attacks, tries to, like, create some contact so he can get a shot off, and somebody comes and smacks him in the head, and, oh, it's not foul because you leaned into him. What? Oh, bro, that's so bad. That's not even a thing. You're not, as a defender, you're not allowed to whack somebody in the head because he leaned into you and created a little bit of contact. That's so stupid. NBA refs are so bad at their jobs, dude.
Yeah, he got fouled several times on drives that weren't called. But the worst one to me was during that stretch where he pulled up like 3 times in a row and was hitting those deep threes.
Mm-hmm.
He had one where it airballed by like a foot.
Yeah, he got hit on his wrist, and then there was other one where he got fouled and didn't get 3 free throws near the end of the game, and even Reggie Miller was like, how's that not 3 free throws? Like, dude just got
bumped in the air.
Dame
was in the air when he got bumped.
Dame's the most disrespected superstar in the league by referees. It's so whack, man. God, pisses me off.
Yeah, so I was like, how does a guy who just made like 3 threes in a row, like a ridiculous difficulty, gonna miss by that much if he didn't get fouled?
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Robbie Stackhouse changed his name to Rip City Stacks. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm so used to seeing Robbie Stackhouse that I'm gonna have to get used to that. But what's up, Robbie Stackhouse?
It should be like Robbie Stacks or Rip City Stacks.
Yeah, I like Robbie Stacks. I like Robbie Stacks. But what's up, man? I'm waiting for Clyde to come in here, man. I haven't seen him since I'd see him every now and then. I think weekend games he can come in here, right? Isn't that what you said?
He's commented a few times, like in the comments afterwards.
I gotta respond to him. Yeah, I gotta read my comments more. Honestly, I've kind of gotten bad about like not reading my comments on videos. Honestly, guys, I just don't go back and like look at videos. You know what I mean? I just post it and I don't think about it. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, done with that video. Moving on. Like, also with the mailbag, I wanted to create new graphics for the questions. I'm tired of like screenshotting the questions. I don't think they look that good, so I wanted to just go into Photoshop and like copy paste the text in a nice way and just make it look nicer. You know what I mean? To make the mailbags look nicer.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that. So this mailbag's taken. I don't know. I want to have it on Monday, then Tuesday. I don't know. We had games, podcasts, whatever. I mean, it's taken all week. I have stretches where it's like a mailbag takes me like 3-4 days to put out, but I just wanted to create better graphics for it.
Hey, you know what else? I just thought of this that bugged me a lot tonight.
What?
When is the team going to learn how to stop the guy dribbling up the court?
Dude, it's been so bad. I mentioned that. Like, you have Seth Curry dribbling up into a 3 with nobody even paying any attention to the ball. You had that in the Western Conference Finals last year with nobody picking up Draymond until he was 5 feet from the hoop. Like, that's the number one rule in transition defense.
DeLon Wright did it twice. Luka did it at least 3 times. Just drive right down the court without someone taking ball and just getting a lay-in or a foul or something because someone's too late. And that goes back to the whole scheme thing that, like, I learned that in my first practice of my first day of basketball in 4th grade basketball, CYO. Learned that you on defense, no matter what, you always pick up the person dribbling up the court who's ever closest to him, right? Like, that's the number one rule. You stop the guy with the ball, right? Yeah, and I don't understand how, but that has nothing to do with new guys or not knowing the defensive sets or anything like that. It's just like no one's guarding the ball coming up the court. It's just ridiculous. And that's like the difference of the game. That was like 13 points between 5 lay-ins and a 3. I mean,
yeah,
could have won this game, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I don't have the energy to even get mad about what happened on the court anymore, man.
Right. He made it Robbie Stacks.
God, I hate it. He says, do you think we're not... Eric Bouchard said, do you think we're not telling... Or do you think they're telling them not to stop the ball? Obviously not. Nobody's saying that.
Well, why does it continue to happen? It's obviously not being addressed or people aren't being accountable.
And it happened in previous seasons. But, like, that's the thing. If that happens once, you call timeout and you say, what the hell? Like, pick up ball. Like, that's a basic thing. But, like, it'll happen and Stotts won't call a timeout. And, like, it doesn't make sense. It'll happen again and again. It just doesn't seem like it's being addressed. Like, I don't know. Obviously, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like if you say we're struggling to pick up ball, like, that's something that shouldn't be happening. And people are just like, but do you think the coaches are trying to have them do that? No, but the fact that it's happening is inexcusable, and that's something that the coaching staff shouldn't allow. And the coaching staff should be able to get their team to figure out how to pick up ball in transition, because that's the most basic thing to do. You know what I mean? Like the coaching staff, I don't know, man. The coaching staff has to be accountable for what happens out there on the floor. You know what I mean? And I feel like when the team struggles with certain things that are like obvious that they're struggling with, people who kind of want to be protective over the coaching staff kind of just strip away the coaching staff's responsibility to like, oh, well, I mean, they're not out there on the court. They're not telling them to not pass the ball. So it's not the coaching staff's fault that they don't pass the ball. You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that. It's just like, the coaching staff is responsible for how the team moves the ball and how the team plays its defense. And if the team's not picking up ball, that happens once. Timeout. That happens once. Timeout. And then
chew that guy out.
Yeah, you chew him out. You maybe even sub him out. Like, imagine if that happened to a Greg Popovich coach team. Like, Popovich ain't standing for that. Popovich isn't just going to sit there like, well, we just didn't pick up ball. That sucks. That's not going to be Popovich's tone. But...
oh, don't worry, we'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah. Hey, we're just 46 games in. It's just been 46 games, dude. Don't overreact.
The team doesn't have chemistry yet.
Everything we were saying like 6 games into the season has been a problem all season long. But I was hearing like 6 games into the season, when we were healthy for the most part. Oh, well, it's just 6 games into the season. Don't overreact. And then once people got hurt, oh, well, it's just injuries. Don't overreact. Like, okay. Whatever. Yep. Robbie Stacks. There you go. He changed it to Robbie Stacks. There we go. Let's go, Robbie Stacks.
I just said that like 2 minutes ago.
Let's go, Robbie Stacks. I just like saying his name. Yeah. Let me have my moment. I listened to your whole like not picking up ball thing though, and I might zone out here and there, especially when you're answering chat, since I'm looking at chat too. What's up,
Kenneth? Did you see Kenneth's question?
Who's the worst poster on? We're not gonna get into that, bro. Don't even get started with that, man. Oh my goodness. There's a reason I don't actually say the name of it, bro. Yeah. But I think me, yeah. See, I was literally just gonna say, I think me and Eric have the same person in mind. And yeah, we definitely did. Oh my goodness, dude. Yeah, I'm not. Let's move on.
Yeah, people are gonna start asking.
Oh no! Don't even ask. Don't even ask. That's my advice. Don't even ask, man. My chat's hella glitchy on my computer. What the hell? I hate when it gets this where it like erases the whole like bottom half of the chat. Like literally. Literally. Like why is that a thing? That's literally like half my chat gone. I don't know if it's like updating or what, but
just got issues, sorry.
I need to get better lighting in here, bro. I need to get like one of those really nice like stream lights. Get the lighting right in here. But did I see Dame's latest retweet?
I'm gonna check it out.
All right, I'm gonna beat you to it, Race. This will be interesting. It has to be interesting. Oh, is it me, or does @DameLillard not get a single call? Dame retweeted it.
That guy's gonna blow up whoever that is.
Yep. Dame feels that way too, man. Dame's so disrespected, bro.
Congrats to whoever Jason Jordan is. He's about to get more likes than he's ever gotten on a single.
I know. Jason Jensen said, my chat window did that too, and I haven't figured out where to change it yet. Annoying AF. I think you can just maybe refresh the stream. The thing is, I can't refresh the stream since I think it will turn off the stream. I think it will turn off the stream since it's like my stream dashboard. But
Robbie Stacks asked when Dame is going to be an NBA All-Star starter. The answer is never, unless Luka or Harden gets injured this year. And then
Yeah,
he gets,
or if Harden's team, if Harden like regressed a little bit stats wise, and like his team was as bad as the Blazers are now, and the Blazers were as good as the Rockets are now, maybe you could see him making it over Harden.
maybe.
Or if they like moved Harden to small forward, or I don't know, it'd have to take some because those guys are pretty entrenched as it is. I mean, Luka's only gonna get better. Dude, I wish on my stream dashboard I could see like people who are watching the stream, like their accounts, you know what I mean? Like if they like allowed it or whatever, I don't know. It'd be cool to see like who's watching us. But anyway.
Yeah, and you forgot Curry's back next year, like Chiefin said, so.
Oh, that's true too. Shoot. Yeah.
This was his chance.
Who knows? Who knows how good they'll be next year though? That's gonna be intriguing. I mean, they should be good. Yeah, that's the problem, dude. You're gonna have both LA teams and the freaking Warriors, and the freaking Jazz are looking good, and the Nuggets are young, and it's just gonna be a bloodbath, man. That's why we really need to like go like we need a huge upgrade. That's why it's like, oh yeah, just getting healthy. We're not gonna contend. We're not gonna contend, guys. The West is getting tougher and tougher. We need more firepower.
Jeffrey says Curry wasn't playing well at the start of the season. What did he play, like 4 games?
Yeah, and he was playing with just a roster that was kind of crap. Like, I don't know. Defenses were just selling out on him.
They're going to trade Russell by the start of next year. Who knows if they'll do by the deadline like they should this year. But they'll have Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, a top 3 pick, most likely. Yeah, and whatever they get for D'Angelo Russell, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
Dame Dalla asks, who's your favorite all-time NBA player that's not a Blazer?
Rui Hachimura.
All-time?
Yep.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't really like anybody that hasn't been a Blazer.
Yeah, I liked Grandma Ma back in the day.
Who?
You know who that is? Grandma Ma.
No idea.
Are you serious?
Grandma Ma?
Oh, bro. You're kidding me right now, right?
What? Say the name again?
Grandma Ma.
The hell? You trolling me?
You don't know who Grandma Ma is? Are you serious? Dude, you need to watch some old school commercials.
Yeah, you're trolling me.
I'm not trolling you, man.
The favorite
Larry Johnson from UNLV back in the very early 90s.
How would I know? I wasn't alive in the early 90s.
Because he's like I mean, he was a good player. He had some knee injuries, so he wasn't.
Yeah, but how would I know the commercials or Grandmama or know that people called it?
It was like Jordan, be like Mike type stuff. Like,
yeah, but that's his name. His name's Michael.
I know, but like,
and that's Michael Jordan, not Larry Johnson.
All right, whatever.
I'm young, bro. I just don't know how I'd know that, honestly. Grandmama. Okay,
you don't know the history of basketball.
Oh yeah, I don't know his goddamn nickname. I'm just a dumbass. Okay, Basketball Reference has it.
You didn't see? You've never seen Space Jam?
I actually have never seen Space Jam.
Really?
No, I don't really watch movies, so I don't.
You have to watch.
What?
Yeah, so he had this commercial where it was basically like Uncle Drew before Uncle Drew, because this was like in the 90s. And he'd dress up as this little old grandma with an old dress on, and he'd go and like dunk on people. And they had like commercials and stuff, and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Larry Johnson was the man. That Charlotte team was like my second favorite team with him.
So it's kind of like an Uncle Drew type of nickname.
I just said that.
Okay, sorry, I was responding to a tweet. Damn it. Got you. No, but like, really zoned out. My bad.
So,
I saw True Blazer fan like possibly criticizing the coaching staff, and I made a double take. Anyway, yeah, what were you saying?
Dave Dollar says everyone unsub. He's never seen Space Jam. Anyway, so the Charlotte team in the mid '90s with like Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, Kendall Gill, Muggsy Bogues. That was a fun team. I like that team a lot.
Didn't Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning beef a bit? Wasn't there some beef there?
I don't think they beefed. Johnson eventually went to New York, and Mourning went to the Heat, obviously.
Yeah. I remember watching a documentary on it, but it was a while ago.
Yeah. Later, Austin Wack.
See ya, Austin Wack. Peace, bro.
But yeah, I always liked watching Jordan play. I hated when he played the Blazers, but he was fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. And I agree with Zacho Hakeem. Hakeem was special, man.
Oh, I didn't enable monetization for this video. Dang it. What am I doing, bro? I just realized that.
For what video?
Oh, for the streams, basically. Just place an ad on the beginning, but, you know, just a little bit of ad revenue. It doesn't play any ads throughout or anything like that, so it's not even bad. But I've been doing that a lot lately, forgetting to, like, turn on just monetization.
Are you going to watch Space Jam 2?
If Dame's in it, yeah.
He is in it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just didn't know if that was, like, I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention. I heard something about it, so.
Are you going to watch Space Jam 1 before you see Space Jam 2?
No.
Or do you not think it'll matter?
No. I don't want to spend 2 hours watching Space Jam 1. I don't like watching movies at home, bro. I like watching movies in the theater, but I don't like watching movies at home. I get restless. I just don't want to sit down for 2 hours and focus on.
But at home, you could just like watch a half an hour and go do something else, and then watch another half an hour.
Like, that's weird too. I don't know. I just don't like. I don't really watch movies, man. Literally, I get this. I get like stuff like, how have you not seen Space Jam? But like with a bunch of different movies all the time, and I'm just like, I don't watch that many movies. Like, I barely watch movies. I'm just not a movie person. I don't really watch TV shows or movies. I watch sports, and I don't really watch much TV outside of that. So, I watch a lot of YouTube, though. I watch a lot of YouTube.
I watch a lot of kid shows.
Yeah, because you're damn kids. That's why you gotta watch YouTube on your smartphone while they watch whatever is on the TV. Your goddamn Teletubby shows or whatever you got playing on the TV.
My kids love watching YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's more of a thing now.
Yeah,
like the past couple of years that I've noticed. But they got goddamn COPPA for them, protect them.
Gonna watch videos of ladies playing with dolls and pretending they're kids.
So weird. What in the world, man? What the hell?
Or of other people playing video games instead of you just playing video games yourself.
And that's I do that with 1 or 2 people that I've always watched. So I don't know. It's just a personality.
Sometimes they're entertaining, yeah, but
boomers can't understand that, man. These 60, 70-year-old people can't understand that. Why would you watch somebody else play when you could just play? Because it's entertaining to watch them play because they're either good at it and or their personality is entertaining. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you watch reality TV? Like, why would you watch somebody else live your life? Why don't you go live your life? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's funny to me.
My daughter got a couple of games for Christmas, and she had already like watched a video like walkthrough of it, so she already had seen everything that happened. So I was like, oh, that's kind of lame.
Oh yeah, don't ruin it. But I mean, sometimes you can find stuff.
Yeah.
Because like I found Rocket League from YouTube, from watching on YouTube. I was like, oh, that looks dope. I'm gonna start playing it. Now it's my go-to. Yes.
People's Mix is back. Stop talking about
him. Y'all still up? My God. Why? It's only 12:40. Oh wow, it's 12:40. I didn't realize it's that late. I was about to be why it's only 11. I gotta grab some food here, dude. I want boneless wings, but I want honey barbecue boneless wings right now. But
honey barbecues. I'm going to Beat Ups tonight, actually, or tomorrow
night. You're gonna have to eat that then.
I'll be on a date with my wife, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I think she'd like to see that.
The games won't be over. Yeah, she would laugh her ass off at me.
You gotta have somebody film it. So you could do it next week or something. I don't know. You could get takeout and get.
Dude,
I don't know.
you have to beat me before I have to do it, which isn't gonna happen. So,
Yeah, you're gonna jinx it into happening. You're gonna jinx it into happening, bro. I can't wait to see you. What if we tie? Then we push the bet on to Monday until we don't tie.
yeah,
That's what we do. Okay.
sure, yeah,
I asked a question that I immediately had the answer to.
yeah,
Um,
seemed pretty obvious.
but
But yeah, I have to get. We both eat if we tie.
so anyway, let's look at the Portland Trail Blazers next 8 games.
Let's not. Do we have to?
Oh my god, bro! They're all against playoff teams, except for the Spurs. But the Spurs are borderline playoff team.
Yeah.
And 7 out of we got
Got the Pacers Sunday, right?
Pacers at home on Sunday, Rockets on the road on Wednesday. Or no, we got Pacers at home on Sunday, Rockets at home on Wednesday, which is almost a week from now, so almost only one game in the next 5 days. Then we go on the road, so it's Pacers, Rockets. Then we go on the road to play the Lakers, come back home to play the Jazz, go on the road to play the Nuggets, come back home play the Spurs, go on the road to play the Jazz, come back home play the Heat. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough as hell. That schedule's gonna be rough, man. Oh my goodness. Alex Wolf just said, "What if you two tie? We'll just push it on to the next one. We'll do Mondays. Yeah. We'll count for it." Yeah. Portland should sign Iman. No, thank you. He's garbage. He's like worse than Trent has been, I think. I don't know. I've never been high on Iman, man.
And the Blazers don't really have a for sure roster spot at the moment.
Yeah.
They have one until someone comes back so they could sign a 10-day or whatever, but I have a feeling they're waiting until after the trade deadline to make any other kind of roster moves for signing someone.
Yeah. Ariza is not a future Hall of Famer. He has a ring, but that doesn't mean he's a future Hall of Famer.
No.
I couldn't tell. He said, we got 2 future former Laker Hall of Famers in Gasol and Ariza. Like, do the Lakers have a Hall of Fame for their team? Maybe Ariza would be in it, but like he's definitely not going to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You don't just automatically get in if you win a ring.
Yeah.
Or else you'd have at least like 15 people getting in a year. Like,
you get your number retired in Portland, though.
True.
So we have like the whole team retired from that. Not really, but it seems like
Austin Wack, why do you think I'm mad at you, bro? I'm not mad at you at all. Why do you think that? I'm so confused. Why does Austin? Why do you think I'm mad at you, bro?
He says he's back. Are you mad? Yeah.
I said thank you for tuning in. Peace out, man. When you said you were leaving earlier, I'm so confused.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm interested to see that explanation on that one. We should retire Brandon Roy's jersey. I think we should too, honestly. It's more than just like his, he would have been Blazer great, and I don't know, man. Like, he took us out of a dark age, and he like kind of reinvigorated this organization. I don't know. It's the storyline is important there, I feel like, and the fact that they haven't let anybody wear it, it'd just be weird if somebody wore it at this point. So just retire it, like. I get why some people think it shouldn't be retired, but I mean nobody's worn it, so just retire it. Like, would I welcome LMA back? Sure. I mean, if we traded for him, I'd welcome him, even if I didn't think it was a good move.
But we don't want that move.
Yeah, we don't want that. We need to retire Raymond Felton's jersey. No.
I wish we had like a Ring of Honor or something instead of retired numbers.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot more numbers available in basketball. It's not like football or baseball.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. In football, you retire 50 numbers, you don't have enough for your entire roster. Like, nothing, homie, all good. Why did you think I was mad at you, though? Why'd you ask? I'm confused, Austin. Did something like...
You can't just say, why are you mad at me? And then be like, oh, never mind.
He didn't say, why are you mad at me? He said, hey, Tori, you mad at me? Or what's up, homie? I'm confused why you thought I might be mad at you. Flight React said that Roy would been better than Braun. Yeah, I definitely don't
No.
agree with that. You guys got to pick and choose your NBA YouTubers more wisely. A lot of these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about. I see those guys and I'm like, damn, man. Roy and Dame playing together, what could have been? We probably wouldn't have Dame if what happened to Roy didn't happen. You know, we probably keep Gerald Wallace, or I don't know. Roy, I feel like we just, things would have changed. Circumstances would have changed, and we wouldn't have had Dame.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's like that's the silver lining. We got Damian freaking Lillard out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect Brandon Roy to return for a game at some point this year. If you guys haven't read that Athletic piece on him, then go read it. There is a paywall, but I think you can get like a free 5 articles a month or something like that. What should I go eat, though? I think I might go to Winco after this.
Nice.
I don't know. Why. Chat, help me out, man. What should I eat? I can't really cook. So suggest food to me. I also hate seafood. I have a vegetarian mindset towards seafood.
I think it's much too late for Panda.
Yeah, Panda is get me something, Coke. The People's Mix asking for cocaine. Okay.
Dino Nuggets.
Dino Nugs.
You're such a middle schooler, Dame Dollar.
Dino Nugs. Get to play with the shaves. Hell yeah. Taco Bell. Okay, I'm not trying to feel like I have cancer tomorrow morning. Because Taco Bell makes you feel like literally just... I probably shouldn't say that, but it makes you feel like death. See you guys next loss. Yeah, we'll see you later, man.
I should probably peace out too. I'm at my mom's right now. I brought my stuff so it wouldn't take so long to get home.
Why you at your mom's?
Well, it's like 15 minutes faster to be on the stream, so I was like, I'll just go on.
Oh, got you. And then your kids don't have to hear you rant out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you. All right, bro. Well, I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, I'll text you the spreads and stuff right now. So
for sure. All right, dope.
All right, later. Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening. Have a good night.
Yep. Peace. All right, so I gotta make my food selection. White Castle. We don't have White Castle up here. Taco Bell makes your metabolism get going. I don't know. I've been trying to eat a little bit better. It's been helping me. It's been helping me in my rec league. Not gonna lie, I've been kind of balling lately. I hit 4 straight like NBA range pull-ups. I hit a Dame range 3 today too. It was like my 3rd, 4th one in a row or something. It was like a 30-footer, bro. Just pulled it. I was cash. I was cash today. I've been shooting a lot better. You guys need to. I need to like live stream a game or videotape a game, and y'all can see what I'm talking about. Because I think you guys would be proud of your boy getting that jumper back, shooting up off the pick and roll like Dame. You know, that's the goal. Dame Dollar, that's not your stick. That's where has Yo Mama been? I miss that, man. Gummy worms, dude. I was addicted to gummy worms lately. Not gonna lie. I need like a meal though. Sushi, I hate seafood. I have a vegetarian mindset towards seafood. You'll never catch me eating seafood for the rest of my life unless somebody pranks me. But then if they prank me, I'm on the verge of throwing up because I literally have a vegetarian mindset towards seafood. People say that's hella weird, but my sister's the same way too. Candy necklace. That could be another bet. Whoever loses picks against the spread has to eat a candy necklace live on the next podcast and can't use their hands to eat it. That'd be funny as hell. Oh, I like that bit. We're gonna have some fun with this, man. We're missing Trevin. Russell first round exit Westbrook. My meme team. I thought Trevor was in here earlier. I can't really remember though. We were kind of popping off earlier, so I wasn't. The whole first hour, I honestly was not really paying attention to chat at all. We had, streams have been popping off lately. We had 125 people in here earlier, so post-game streams have been doing a lot better. So that's dope. I definitely enjoy that. It's also hard to keep up with chat though in those situations. Alex Wolf says yes. Glow stick poison. You guys are really trying to poison me, man. I need some help. Yeah, we'll be live with our podcast tomorrow. I gotta finish creating the graphics for the mailbag to get that up. And yeah, that's about it, man. I keep pushing off the mailbag, but I wanted to create better graphics so that just looks, more professional, just a higher quality. So I think that has us covered. If you guys, if you guys have any extra questions, we can catch you guys. My dresser is bringing me down. I need wall art. I do need wall art, but I want to move out here in the next month and a half. So hopefully next season I'll have a studio and whatnot. We'll see how this year goes. This year is kind of scary to me. So 2 months ago, Eric had a video going, and I was like, is Tori on a power trip? My bad, man. Just seemed like a few before videos you weren't so... It just seemed like a few before videos you weren't so laid back. I wasn't trying to talk S. I didn't think you were talking trash. No, I thought that was a joke, yeah. Yeah, I figured you were just saying that tongue in cheek. It was, I figured it was a joke, man. I take everything you guys say in the chat as a joke. You guys troll me sometimes, and I know that I'm not taking that seriously. So don't worry about it. Don't go overboard with it. I'm not trying to get bullied on my own stream, but don't worry about it, man. You good? $99 for a Blazers quilt. I wish I had $99. No, I do, but gotta save up money, man. I got some Blazer stuff, but it's in boxes, and that's the thing. I've been waiting to go through those boxes until I move, so that's why I don't have anything. Because I have a Blazers flag. I mean, do you guys remember my? I'll show you guys actually if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. But the background I used to have at the start of the season was so nice. I miss that background, man. I miss that house. It was the house I grew up in, then had to move out. So now I'm kind of in between places for the time being, which sucks, but gotta make do. Yeah, let me find it. This was the game we lost to the. This was the game we lost to the Golden State Warriors at the start of the season, where I was pissed. Oh, the quality was so bad. I remember. What in the world? It's extra bad on this video, though. I'm not gonna show you guys that one. What? Oh, I forgot how bad the quality used to be. The quality is so much better. The lighting was bad. Where is it at? Let me find it. Oh, it was probably just the lighting. But anyway, yeah, this was what I used to have. For any of you who don't know. I kind of miss that background. Had the fan cave, had the autograph ball, had Harrison Barnes signed shoes back there. Had a lot of cool stuff. So that stuff's in boxes now. So once I go through that stuff, I'll be able to put it up or whatever. But I definitely miss that place, dude. Making me sad. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off here, and we'll catch you tomorrow around 3. Tori, Dame Dollar says, Tori, I can help you with can I help you with your timestamps? Of course, anybody can help me with timestamps. So I'll probably wait until the All-Star break, since I'll have like a lot more time then. But I want to create a highlights moment montage, funny moments. Could do it in like 5 different parts, and could do it like, Tori's rants compilation or funny moments compilation or, something like that. So if you guys want to help with that, you guys can go to various streams and timestamp moments like that you guys think would be good for those videos, and I'll give you a shout out in that video. That'll be a huge help for me, and can help me make that video a lot easier than I otherwise could. And you guys can rewatch some old streams, rewatch some awesome moments. Crispy Banana says, bro, I've studied for like 3 hours and wrote note cards and everything, and this man is still streaming. Go. Yeah, man. We've been doing consistent 3-hour streams after games. That's kind of been how it's been. Gotten used to being live for 3 hours. It'd feel weird to not be live for 3 hours, so that's the thing. These streams be going as long as the game goes, if you really think about it. The game ended, 10? And it's 1. The game was from 7:30 to 10, and then streaming 10 to 1 a.m. Yeah, it's early in the morning. But streams have been doing good lately. That's the thing. The fact that it's kind of dropped off a little bit, but like we still had 60 viewers at like 12:45. You know what I mean? Which is insane if you guys think about it. Like still having 60 people watching me live at 12:45, almost 3 hours after a Blazer game. That's awesome, man. Like the support has been awesome for this channel lately, and these streams have been a lot of fun, been doing really well. So I appreciate you guys' support. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I probably don't thank you guys enough for the support you guys give me and this channel, and you guys basically create this community by being a part of it. So just gotta give a huge thank you, because I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. So with that being said, I am going to sign off. I will catch you tomorrow around 3 p.m. That's the goal, to go live by then. And until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.